consolidate your accounts, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Call 1-800-758-5360. That's 1-800-758-5360. Call 1-800-758-5360.
10 automakers have committed to the government and a private safety group that they will include automatic emergency braking in all new cars, a step transportation officials say could significantly reduce traffic deaths and injuries.
Making the technology widely available is part of a new era in vehicle safety, in which the focus is on preventing crashes rather than on protecting occupants from their defects. That's according to Transportation Secretary Anthony Fox. The announcement didn't specify a timetable for implementing the change. The automakers are Audi, BMW, Ford, General Motors, Mazda, Mercedes-Benz, Tesla, Toyota, Volkswagen, and Volvo. The manufacturers represented 57% of U.S. car and light truck sales in 2014. Keith Peters, Washington.
The United Auto Workers Union says Fiat Chrysler is its target company in ongoing contract negotiations with Detroit automakers. The deal with Fiat Chrysler will also set a general pattern for contracts at General Motors and Ford. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Gordon Griffin. A Russian space capsule has returned safely to Earth, bringing home a 3-person crew from the International Space Station, including a record-breaking Russian cosmonaut.
Russia's Gennady Padalka, along with 2 other space travelers, landed on the steppe of Kazakhstan just 2 minutes before sunrise and were said to be feeling fine. Their Soyuz TMA-16M capsule touched down on schedule in what a NASA commentator called a bullseye landing. With that, Padalka completed his 5th mission for a world record of 879 total days in space. Bob Agnew reporting.
New York City's first new subway station in a quarter century has opened. City officials cut the ribbon today for the number 7 line leading from Times Square to Manhattan's far west side at 34th Street. Mayor Bill de Blasio says that the new station is part of the renaissance of a once desolate industrial area. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish, fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Free Talk Live.
Hey, it's Free Talk Live, and it is the live Sunday edition of the program. Of course, as always, you're welcome to join us here, and we'll give you the toll-free numbers on which to do that, plus Skype as well. In the studio tonight, it's Ian.
And Mark.
So a little while back, Mark, you may recall, we talked about Burning Man. There was the proposal that the federal government wanted a massive $1 million temporary compound constructed on the Burning Man property.
Yeah.
Now, for those that don't know, Burning Man, Mark, you and I have never been there, but how would you best describe it, having read things about it and talked about it over the years here on Free Talk Live?
It's a festival, I would assume about a week long, out in sort of the Black Rock Desert?
Correct, in Nevada.
And I believe it's the 3rd largest metro area in Nevada.
That's true.
For 1 week. That many
Vegas,
people come
Reno,
there.
And then Burning Man.
Right.
Yeah.
That many people go there. It's incredible. And they essentially go there to sort of do weird art installations. There's no
drugs. There's lots of drugs.
I'm sure there's drugs. Yeah. Having never been there, I'm not going to indict anyone, but I'm getting the impression that some moods and consciousnesses have been altered. But regardless of that, you got to bring in everything you're going to use for the week. And apparently, it is considered.
And you got to bring it back out too. It's just a desert.
Inappropriate to sort of sell things while you're there. That it's all sort of based on the gift economy. So
which
people,
is a kind of a silly idea, but
whatever,
they're into it.
That's their thing.
The organizers, at least.
But I mean, they actually do barter, from what I can tell. Like, so you have to trade like a back rub for a sandwich or something like that. That's my understanding.
Okay, that's interesting. I did not know that. If you are a burner and you can correct, I'm sure we're going to be giving some misinformation out just because we haven't ever been, but we have done some research on it over the years and talked about it. So please, if you hear misinformation and you're a burner and you want to call in correct, please do it. 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. It's my understanding that with the gift economy concept, you are not supposed to expect anything in return. So you are not supposed to necessarily have trades. But that was my understanding, and maybe I've misunderstood the rules there.
I saw a little piece on Burning Man yesterday, and in it somebody was trading a sandwich for a back rub. Now,
I want to talk about that too, because what you're talking about is a trailer that actually apparently it's a trailer for Quiznos subs that has Burning Man's organizers all in a tizzy. And that's the reason why I'm talking about Burning Man tonight. But I wanted to follow up first on the story we had talked about over a month ago here, where the Bureau of Land Management wanted to have a ridiculous $1 million facility, a compound for their law enforcement officers and for their BLM bureaucrats, including flushing toilets, laundry, dryers, hot water, air conditioning, refrigerators, couches, all kinds of insane demands for like a food listing. They wanted to have basically a buffet and a chef on staff, and just the most insane list of demands you could possibly imagine. Mark?
Well, I'm just I've looked up here somebody's opinion on Burning Man and bartering. First thing that came up is bartering. Stop right there. If you hear someone say barter and Burning Man in the same sentence, kindly shut them up for me. He goes on to explain that that it's a gift economy and that's something different, and that makes them very happy. So he says, let me give you an example. Remember my politician client? I don't know who that is. Well, he went to Burning Man for the first time, and a few days before his wedding, I know, crazy, right? In the middle of the desert, he came across this woman sitting at a typewriter. Her gift was badass. Basically, if you told her about someone special in your life, she would write up a little 2-page story about them. Well, he told Mrs. Typewriter all about his soon-to-be wife. 5 minutes later, she ended up handing him a story so beautiful and moving, he actually read the whole thing at his wedding, which was 8 years ago, and he still has it with him today. So there you go.
So I was correct, is what you're saying about this gift economy?
That's the claim.
Now, look, that doesn't mean that barter doesn't happen, right? I mean, you're talking about tens of thousands of people in the desert, and not all of them have the same exact mindset as the organizers, obviously. So there's the core organizers, the people who run Burning Man, and their philosophy, which obviously they want to propagate to the people who are there, but you can't tell 20,000 or 30,000 or whatever the amount is. I don't know what the current attendees. Last I heard, probably 30,000, but maybe it's 70. Honestly, I don't recall. So you can't tell them what to do. And you can set the example if you want to. But anyway, that's as an aside, Mark. I want to talk more about the Quiznos thing in a moment. This $1 million compound, though, required 24 access to ice cream, Choco Tacos, and all manner of other ridiculous demands. Apparently,
how come the studio doesn't have unlimited Choco Tacos?
You should get on that. 70,000 people apparently is the number here. Burning Man's special recreation permit will allow up to 70,000, so I don't know how many actually attended this year. If you've got those details, you can let us know. I'm sure there's probably a list of them on Wikipedia, but I've been digging up information about a couple different stories, and this is one of them because I wanted people to know what happened here. The feds did drop the demands, so at least that's good. I don't know.
They might as well ask.
Yeah, I don't know what Burning Man did, if they threatened to pull out or how they got the leverage over the feds to drop the demands for the $1 million facility, but they have been raising their price every single year dramatically over the last 5 years, like to where it went from $500,000 to over $1 million, and just insane demands of what the cost would be to essentially rent this public land. And so there's an update, a quick update for listeners who were tuned in back then. But the real reason I wanted to talk about Burning Man tonight was they're in the news for wanting to sue Quiznos subs over a parody video that Quiznos made. It's about a 2-minute, 41-second video on YouTube. Currently has over 1.1 million views. And you might want to see this before it gets taken down if they decide to sue, because Burning Man's organizers are talking about suing Quiznos over a video that just makes fun of Burning Man.
Yeah, that's not a lot of awesomeness. I thought Burning Man was all about awesomeness.
I would think it's stuff like this that's a real turnoff about Burning Man. I mean, I don't really care. Their gift economy, whatever, that's their kind of their commie thing that they do there, and it's their party so that they can have whatever rules that they want to. That's one thing. But to deal with this ridiculous, we don't want to be made fun of policy here, and I'll give you their exact reasoning here in a moment. They've got their spokesman who's been doing media interviews about this. But I want to play the audio from this particular track because it's funny. The Quiznos ad is funny. And you would think the Burning Man people would be, I don't know, open-minded towards the idea of, hey, intellectual property is BS. But no, apparently they are totally on board with the idea of intellectual property to the point where they want to be able to enforce it in court over somebody just having a little fun.
It doesn't make a difference what they want.
Okay.
Like you're telling me that I can't portray Burning Man, an event?
I think that you can. Yeah, I think they'll probably lose this if they sue.
Yeah, that's what's ludicrous about this is not only do they look like they're bad sports about it, they'd be far better going, ha 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 ha,
right.
You guys are awesome, keep it up. Instead, they look like a bunch of spoiled little brats that are also legally illiterate.
Yeah, so let me jump in. I guess I'll jump into the story from Vice.com, and then we'll play the audio from the track. It's no secret, writes Vice's Munchies.Vice.com, that Burning Man, everyone's favorite post-apocalyptic, bougie, hippie, unwashed, techie drug and hugathon, is the butt of quite a few jokes, despite its ever-growing popularity. Anyways, the festival has achieved such heights of mainstream curiosity and criticism that it may even have to protect its public image the old-school way, with lawsuits. In a recent instance of true weirdness, Burning Man may be going head-to-legal-head with none other than the toasted sandwich chain Quiznos. At the center of the controversy is a tongue-in-cheek trailer recently released by Quiznos for a parody film called The Burn Trials, Out of the Maze and Into the Playa. The Playa is another name for where this Burning Man happens. Part of the company's Toasty.tv promotional series, the video follows the company's send-ups of The Maze Runner, which is a movie, Mad Men and Straight Outta Compton. In The Burn Trials, a group of wide-eyed millennials, hot off the heels of Coachella, which is another music concert, travels to Burning Man only to find it perniciously infected by Sub Rosa corporate influence. The group discovers...
What does that mean?
I have no idea. Okay. Sub Rosa, you'll have to look that one up. The group discovers that rather than a genuine embodiment of anti-establishment values and personal expression, the event has become an opportunistic Instagram circle jerk and a place for rich people to check off their bucket lists. And it turns out...
I wouldn't say that's too far from that.
Right. It's a really incisive trailer. Toll-free number here tonight is 855-450-FREE. If you're a burner, you're certainly welcome on the line, or anybody who wants to comment on whatever you want. This is Free Talk Live's Live Sunday edition. You take control.
The following is an important free offer for smokers only. The makers of O2 Pure, the world's most advanced e-cigarette, have just authorized the release of free starter kits to all smokers who call in the next 10 minutes. Valued at $99, these starter kits are available for free, but only while supplies last. To guarantee your free kit, call in the next 10 minutes, 1-800-717-9859. The revolutionary O2 Pure design creates only water vapor. There is no foul-smelling smoke and no nasty tar. This allows individuals to enjoy the nicotine they love whenever and wherever they are. The financial advantages over cigarettes are considerable as well. It is estimated that the average smoker can save hundreds of dollars a month with O2 Pure. Again, free starter kits are now available to any smoker who calls in the next 10 minutes. This is a radio-only offer not available in stores, so call now for your free kit. 1-800-717-9859. 1-800-717-9859. 1-800-717-9859.
That's the sound your brain makes when you realize you're buying something and forgot the coupon. Online or in a store, knowing that you're missing a deal is the worst. You need the app from Retail Me Not right now. Get thousands of coupons from 50,000 stores like Kohl's, Domino's, Best Buy, and more with crazy deals like 60% off, free shipping, and free gifts with purchase. You can get a text invite to download the Retail Me Not app 100% free right now for Apple or Android. Just text the code update to 42767. Then just show your phone at checkout to save. It literally couldn't be easier. It's 2015. Keep your coupons in your phone. Stop what you're doing and text update to 42767. Listeners will get a text with a link to download it 100% free. Never forget another coupon again. Text the code update to 42767 right now. That's update to 42767. Message and data rates may apply. For terms and privacy, visit retailmenot.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Gold isn't for you? Ted Anderson, president of Midas Resources, one of the world's premier gold and precious metal investing firms. I get it. You wouldn't buy gold if you believed that the government is doing a great job, that the Fed will stop handing out trillions of dollars like bailout candy, that Social Security would be there for you. That's not what's happening. You might even pass on gold if the stimulus package wouldn't fuel inflation, or that the dollar wouldn't lose value, or that your retirement would be secure. If all looks rosy to you, then now is not the time to buy gold. For the realist, there have never been more sobering reasons to diversify with gold. Since 2001, the U.S. dollar index has tanked 30% while gold has risen 300%. Right now, savvy investors are adding gold to their portfolios. You should too. Find out what they know. Call us and I'll send you 10 reasons why gold will do very well, free. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Now, more Free Talk Live. Call in toll-free at 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-FREE.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think that there is a lot to like about Burning Man, and I've talked about some of the things that I think are pretty cool about it. The art is incredible. I mean, just having seen photos and video of it, I imagine it is even more overwhelming and amazing to actually be there and experience these humongous, very creative, unique art installations.
I kind of feel like, speaking of checking things off bucket lists, that you should have gone to Burning Man at some point, or you should go at some point just to say that you've been.
Yeah, but I don't really want to go through all the effort that it takes to go to Burning Man. I've considered it. I thought about what it would take to actually go out there, and it's an expensive thing to do. I mean, not only do you have to take time off of work, but you also have to bring everything in that you need. I mean, one of the nice things about the Porcupine Freedom Festival is you can show up with nothing but, your wallet, and you can buy all the food or whatever that you need right there.
Can't you just bring water and beef jerky and you'll be all right?
I would not want to count on the gift economy to make it through an entire week.
You can trade beef jerky.
Well, again, Mark, the rules of Burning Man are that you're not supposed to be trading anything with anyone. But the idea is that you're just supposed to give things to people and that you'll ultimately receive in return. And I think that it's true that the universe can work that way. But, I'm not going to go into the middle of the desert and expect other people to take care of me. That's just not the kind of person I am. So I'm not going to do that.
So you eat beef jerky?
No, not going to do that. That's there's an entire week in the desert. Beef jerky is full of salt. It's probably a terrible idea to bring beef jerky out
water.
There. Exactly, but you have to bring more water if all you're going to eat is beef jerky. Anyway, if you think about it, you need to have a certain amount of water. Like, I don't know if it's 2 gallons a day, but it's a lot. You have to have a lot of water per day just to make it through a day without heat exhaustion.
I wonder what it's like to buy water on the way to Burning Man. It's probably pretty difficult.
Well, the stores in Nevada that are nearby, and there aren't that many. There's a very small town that's far away, somewhat far away from the playa, but obviously they load up on water, and they have plenty of it available, I suspect.
What do they sell it at?
I don't know, Mark. These are good questions for burners who are certainly welcome to call in at 855-450-FREE. I don't want to get into the details of how the event runs. I just wanted to say that there is a lot to like about Burning Man, no doubt about it. And that's why I've been tempted to go, just to experience that. But at the same time, there's just so much about it that over the years has kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And this is one of those things. I mean, I don't know if this is the first time they've jumped the shark, but I think they're definitely jumping a shark in this particular case, where Burning Man's organizers are mad that their festival has become such a pop culture icon that it's being made fun of. When you get to the point of being out there, whether it's your festival or your own self, you're going to have somebody make fun of you. We have people do it with us here on Free Talk Live. I mean, back in the day, we even had our listeners making photoshops of us, and very silly, kind of fun, making fun of us kind of photoshops. And we even made an area on the Free Talk Live BBS specifically for those photoshops. And I agree with you, Mark, that the Burning Man organizers should have come at this from like, wow, that's really creative, that's funny, thank you for caring enough about our festival to spend who knows how many hundreds of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands making this very professional parody of a movie trailer. They actually got the stars from this movie that's coming out in a couple weeks, or I guess in a week, called The Maze Runner. It's a sequel to the first one. And they've got the main cast from this movie in this. I mean, this is a very expensive 2-minute and 30 or 40-second long advertisement for Quiznos subs.
And Burning Man.
And Burning Man. And yes, it does make fun of Burning Man, and it does it very incisively, and it's very funny. But that's why Burning Man is upset. According to Vice.com, the organizers of the Free-Spirited Festival, or I would say allegedly free-spirited, aren't too happy with anyone pointing out that Burning Man might not be the anarchist utopia it purports to be. According to the Reno Gazette-Journal, Burning Man's spokesman, Jim Graham, claims that the video constitutes theft of the event's intellectual property. He told the paper, quote, "We are pretty proactive about protecting our 10 principles, one of which is decommodification. We get quite a number of requests each year from companies wanting to gift participants with their product, or to capture imagery or video of their products at the event, and we turn them all down," unquote. Quiznos and Burning Man were not in contact before the video was posted online. Graham told the Gazette-Journal that event organizers routinely beat down attempts by corporations to pair their products with the Burning Man Festival. In one notable case, Burning Man successfully sued Girls Gone Wild's filmmakers. Now, that's interesting. Because this is, as Burning Man points out on their own website, burningman.org, on their media rights and responsibilities page, which I'll get into later. It's absolutely ludicrous. But they point out that Burning Man is a private event held on public land. And then they go through several paragraphs of what they consider to be appropriate behavior for photographers. So they sued the Girls Gone Wild people for producing a commercial video at Burning Man.
Burning Man. However, the impression I get from this particular commercial is this isn't filmed at Burning Man.
It doesn't appear to have been filmed at Burning Man.
So this is a parody of Burning Man. There's not much they're going to do. I'm sorry. If you...
They are using the term Burning Man in the actual parody, so it's not like they're just sort of dancing around. We're going to a party in the desert. They do actually say Burning Man, and I don't know if they've registered that as a trademark or something like that, in which case maybe there is a case.
You're going to have the power of the National Football League to really drive this home. You can't say Super Bowl, you have to say the big game.
Right.
That kind of thing. I just don't think they've got it. I don't think they have the juice.
Well, I guess
they're fighting Quiznos here.
Yeah, I hope they don't have the juice, because this is I think this is an embarrassment for Burning Man. I mean, look, have a little bit of sense, have a sense of humor, or even if you don't have a sense of humor, just leave people alone. Let them make fun of your event. It's good for your event for people to be talking about it.
Sure is.
For people to be making fun of it. And this is certainly good for Quiznos, by the way, all this news coverage, because I had no idea about this movie. I did not know this movie was coming out. I had heard of the prequel, I guess, vaguely, but I thought this was the first one, so I really know nothing about the movie series in this case. So
I don't think I've ever eaten a sandwich from Quiznos.
Really?
I don't think I ever have.
They're not bad. They're not bad. I mean, a decent competitor to Subway. They usually do the hot sandwich thing. That's sort of what they focus on there.
Yeah, grilled, as I understand it.
So anyway, a little bit more here from Vice. The guy from Burning Man again said that they have routinely beat down these attempts by corporations to pair their products. So it'll be interesting to see what happens if they actually do sue. As for Quiznos, says Vice, maybe they thought they were just poking lighthearted fun at a ubiquitous talk point in contemporary culture.
Sounds right.
And maybe they didn't expect Burning Man, which they put on blast for its mixed principles of anarchist partying and corporate swaggery, to fight back using the book. Who knew that all those smiley, furry, effigy-burning desert bicyclists wouldn't be able to laugh at themselves? Then again, maybe they should have seen it coming. So I'm going to play this audio from this movie trailer. It's actually funny on two levels. It's funny if you know anything at all about Burning Man, because they're lampooning it. But it's also funny if you've seen the movie trailer for the movie that it's parodying. It's like a shot-for-shot parody of the actual movie trailer with the stars from the movie in it. And so they're making fun of themselves in a way as well. 855-450 free. Did Burning Man jump the shark? You are welcome to share your thoughts, especially if you are a burner. You can join us here on Free Talk Live.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah. Ah. When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with a medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com, the new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
Hi, my name is DeRay, suffering from migraines, having Botox injections in my head and neck to alleviate pain, costing $1,500 out of my pocket. I discovered Dr. Ortman and Gentle Touch chiropractic adjustment called Nuka. I'm migraine-free since my first adjustment. Thanks for giving me my life back, Dr. Ortman. I wish they prescribed you instead of Botox.
Thanks, DeRay. Putting the bones back in place is only half of the solution. We design a nutritional supplement program the body can handle, actually absorb, providing nutrients, targeting the problem area. Between Nuka and nutrition, we will have you on the road to a faster and more permanent recovery. Look us up on the web at drortman.com or call 952-303-9124. Let us help you feel better faster. Wellspring Spinal Care at 952-303-9124. Again, that's 952-303-9124. Or on the web at drortman.com.
By now, you know the smart way to buy emergency food storage is calories per dollar. Ready Supply Foods sells you 50% more food for your money. GMO-free, 25-year shelf life, great tasting, and free shipping. You need 2,000 calories per day under ideal conditions. Most 30-day kits don't have enough calories to sustain you for more than a week. They just don't have enough nutrition to do the job. See the comparisons for yourself at ReadySupplyFoods.com. We are the new leader in value and quality. Go to ReadySupplyFoods.com today.
Hi, this is Walt Augustinowicz. I'm the founder and CEO of ID Stronghold. By now you've heard our commercials about wallets that protect you from electronic pickpocketing. 10 years ago, I created a way to protect my own cards from prying eyes after government officials started talking about issuing a national ID card with a built-in radio chip called RFID. I felt having to broadcast my personal information was an invasion of privacy. Soon after, it was also announced that credit cards, debit cards, U.S. passports, hotel room keys, and even transit passes would all soon incorporate RFID. It was then I formed ID Stronghold to share my inventions in blocking RFID signals with the world. There are a lot of misconceptions out there today about RFID. I encourage everyone to get informed and get protected. Please go to idstronghold.com and get the facts and the wallets, sleeves, or badge holders you need to protect your personal financial data. You'll be pleasantly surprised that through our direct sales model, you won't pay more than other comparable unprotected wallets. It is as though the protection is free. Visit idstronghold.com today.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
This is Free Talk Live. Call in toll free. 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-FREE.
This is Free Talk Live, and you can join us here. Our toll-free number, the live Sunday edition, it's 855-450-FREE. And that's 855-450-3733. We've also got Skype. You can Skype in here at username LRN.FM. You don't have to be a burner, somebody who's attended Burning Man to call in tonight. That's just the issue that we are discussing, which is, did Burning Man jump the shark? Was it this year, or had it jumped the shark a long time ago? I'm sure old school burners would probably say it wasn't this year. But in this case, this year, they're now talking about suing. The Burning Man organizers are talking about suing Quiznos subs for making a very funny movie trailer, a parody trailer of this new movie, The Maze Runner, I guess a sequel that opens up this week, parodying that and making fun of Burning Man in the trailer. And they're mad. They're talking about suing them in the news media here.
There's a movement in healthcare today. It's a movement of people that's ready to stand up and take charge of their healthcare. It's people like you and me who are tired of paying too much for healthcare and getting too little. People who are standing up for their values and letting their conscience make decisions based on timeless principles. It's a movement that's sweeping the nation, and you need to be part of it. Liberty Health Share is leading this movement of people who are looking for an alternative to traditional health insurance. Liberty Health Share is a healthcare sharing organization of people who are sharing the cost of healthcare in an easy and efficient way. Choose your doctor, choose your hospital, live out your values in healthcare. Join the movement, and let's change healthcare for good. LibertyHealthShare.org, 855-58-LIBERTY. 855-58-LIBERTY, LibertyHealthShare.org.
All right, so let's jump in here to some of the audio from this video. The Quiznos Toaster channel on YouTube, 1.1 million views. It came out about 5 days ago. Here is the burn trials out of the maze and onto the playa. Now, this is basically a parody trailer of this new movie, the Maze Runner sequel that's coming out this week. And so it's got all the stars from the movie in it, and they're kind of remaking their own movie trailer here about Burning Man and Quiznos, which Burning Man is super, super angry about. And for whatever reason, the audio is actually not coming out of my computer right now. So we're going to get to that here in just a moment. You can join us. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. I also have the photography rules. For such a supposedly freewheeling place, Burning Man has a lot of restrictions, like shocking levels of restrictions, which is another reason why it's kind of a turnoff. Not only that, but there apparently has been even more and more like police crackdowns and arrests at Burning Man over the years, and you always read stories about that.
I would think that they're trying to maintain whatever it is that their sort of Burning Man brand. That's what it looks like they're trying to do here, and I can respect how somebody's private event, that's what they want to do, is they want to maintain their brand, because they've gotten so big and so popular. As they say, many corporations and companies are attempting to sort of use their popularity to buoy their own product and that sort of thing. And I can see why they don't want that to happen. So I mean, this is essentially, Ian, what's going to happen is in a stateless society. And Burning Man, I've heard them use this term anarchist, which, and they don't like money and these kind of things. They have this sort of socialist feel. Yeah, they're just writing their own rules, man. That's all.
Well, no, they should certainly be able to write their own rules. I mean, it's their party, but also that does bring up the question of they even say on their photo rules here that Burning Man is a private event held on public land. Can you truly have private rules for an event held on public land?
I would say that you can, yes.
If there is freedom of the press.
Are they renting it?
They are, but it's
Then
public
that's it.
land. And if there is freedom of the press, then should there not be freedom of the press even on public land during a private event?
I would say no. Just these circumstances, if somebody's renting like I get what you're saying is that the public that is forced to fund the land or whatever that supposedly owns the land didn't rent this out.
Right.
The
Am I going to
government
get a
did.
cut of
Right.
the rental fees?
Yeah, I think that's a fair.
In order for me to not exercise my rights at this event? Because they're basically going to tell you in these rules that you can't take a picture and use it on any sort of commercial basis at all at Burning Man.
I think your point is fair. However, in the absence of Burning Man's ability to control their own event in public land, they would then just go to private land.
Well, that's what they should have done. And they should have gone to private land years ago because the Bureau of Land Management has been raking them over the coals and has been charging them ridiculous amounts of money. I can make it clear. I'm not anti-Burning Man. I'm not anti their rules, Mark. It's their private event. It's their rules. I get that. But I don't appreciate what they're doing here, going after Quiznos for making a fun little video, which we'll get to here in a moment. I've actually got Sam on the line in California listening to KSCL. Hey, Sam, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome, sir. You're on the air.
Oh, okay. I'm an 11-year burner, and I bring my kids over there sometimes.
Cool.
And I just thought I would check in. You guys said you wanted some info, so...
Yeah, I mean, you've obviously seen a lot of changes over the last decade plus of being a burner. Has the event jumped the shark, so to speak, or do you still think it's kind of true to itself?
Well, it's kind of like there's a way big difference between what you hear and what it's like when you're there.
I bet.
So, like, when you're there, all this kind of political noise and all that kind of stuff is, it's way in the background. It's out there somewhere. You don't really know what's going on. I mean, it's kind of like if you went to the Super Bowl and you knew that there was something going on with, like, the rules or the people who were running the place. Like, it doesn't really affect your daily fun.
Sure, when you're at Burning Man, you're enjoying art and you're enjoying, whatever.
Totally. You're there, you're riding around your bike, there's all this crazy stuff going on, there's 70,000 people, there's lights everywhere, this fantastic city in the middle of nowhere, and you don't have to worry about buying anything or paying for anything, and you just have your own stuff, and everybody is really nice to you, and, that's the experience. Sure, when you're back in what we call the default world, you have your issues with commercialization and stuff, but you don't really feel it when you're there. It is really good that they kind of, are really trying to stop, people going there and putting up a, giant billboard advertising products or handing out, free samples to things, because that gets kind of annoying. That's what you're going there to kind of escape.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool that they do that because you don't want to be, they make you cover up, if you have like on your car, if it says RV rent, it's kind of supposed to cover it up. So they're trying to make it like this is a different society than the rest of the world.
Yeah, they don't even want you like flying a flag with a logo on it. Nothing, no sort of commercialization.
Let me ask you this about the gift economy. I just wonder how many people go there to sort of enterprise off of it. One of the things I wonder to myself is hey, can I just show up with, a gallon of water and see how things go? And how is that? Is there an expectation that just because you get something, are you expected to give something? How's that work?
Well, the term is kind of called gifting it forward. So the idea is like if I were to give you a beer, you don't have to give me a beer back. But like later on, if you see somebody who's thirsty or needs help with their bicycle, you'll do something nice for them. So that's kind of that's the gifting forward idea.
Now, it's my understanding.
Could I do some interpretive dance for them instead of giving them a beer?
You could give whatever it is you think that you give. And I'll tell you, from being there for a really long time, it's really weird how it works, especially within an enclosed society like that.
Sam, if you could stand by, I'd like you to, have a chance to continue to explain if you've got the time.
Yeah,
So, we're with Sam here, 11-year burner, been to Burning Man a number of times in his life, so he's got the experience, and we'll talk more about the gift economy. You can join us here as well. 855-450-FREE, 855-450-3733, because that is a big question mark. What percentage are sort of leeching on the gift economy?
Are you living with pain? So was Lisa, a brave Marine wounded in Iraq.
After surviving an explosion, I was on horrible painkillers. I tried 1-hour pain relief, and now I'm pain-free all day without dangerous side effects. And it works in less than 1 hour.
Try it free for 1 week and pay only the shipping with no automatic shipments. Call 800-400-9810 right now or visit onehourpainrelief.com. That's 800-400-9810. 800-400-9810.
Want gold but also want to stay digital and decentralized on the Bitcoin blockchain? Anthem Vault, providing trusted, world-class vaulting, has your answer with Hayek Gold. Digital, spendable gold inspired by economist and free market philosopher F.A. Hayek. Each Hayek is worth 1 gram of gold and is available right now at AnthemVault.com. Sign up today at AnthemVault.com with promo code FREEDOM to earn 6 months of free storage and 5% off all margins for life. Hayek Gold at AnthemVault.com. Get yours today.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at PatriotNecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of slingbow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt.
We don't know why, but millennials are willing to fork over tons of cash to attend an overcrowded festival in the middle of
This is Free Talk Live. You can join us here toll free. Our number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We've got Skype. Our Skype username is lrn.fm. We actually have a gentleman who called in. He's got more than 10 years experience at the Burning Man Festival, and so obviously it's useful to have somebody who's actually been there, since that's what we're talking about here tonight. And the question I asked was, did Burning Man jump the shark? And if so, when did that happen? Now they're looking at suing Quiznos because Quiznos made a funny video that pokes fun at both themselves, sort of, or more at the this movie, the Maze Runner, that's coming out next week, and also pokes fun at Burning Man. And Burning Man apparently is upset. The organizers talking about a lawsuit. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Also, if you care about privacy when you're online, which you're not if you're at Burning Man, which it's over now, but because there's no internet there, you need ProXPN. It's a virtual private network. They encrypt your online data before it reaches your internet service provider, and they do it right, offering OpenVPN, which is the gold standard of network encryption. They've got apps for Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, and Linux support as well. Plus, unlike those other guys, ProXPN keeps no logs of your activities whatsoever, and ProXPN has more servers than ever, giving you greater speed and security. They also accept credit card and even Bitcoin. You can get 50% off the regular monthly price for the lifetime of the account when you buy an annual account with our code FTL50. That's FTL like Free Talk Live, and 50 as in 50% off. It can end up being cheaper per month than a good cup of coffee. So if you care about freedom, your privacy online, you really should go to proxpn.com right now and use code FTL50 to take back the privacy that is your right. We've got Sam back with us here. He's online in California listening to KSCL. And Mark, you had been asking Sam about the gift economy, and specifically about, kind of how exactly does that work? You said, could you just bring a gallon of water, and could you make it at Burning Man? And it's my understanding, Sam, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, because I have done some research into this, and I've had friends who've gone to Burning Man, that there is the expectation of self-sufficiency at Burning Man. Is that one of their principles? Do you happen to know?
Yeah. I mean, actually, that's one of the most fun aspects of it, is that, you're getting to load up for a week, all that bug out bag types and all that. Like, you're getting to, kind of run the play. So you got to go out there and bring your stuff and make sure everybody has enough food and enough water, that you're self-sufficient, your bike works, you have backup stuff. And, it is a big part of it is, a very intense desert camping experience. So on that level, yeah, you want to be self-sufficient. On the other hand, there's a lot of really nice people and everybody's really generous. I mean, a guy walked through the gate one year completely naked. Like, he didn't have anything. He was naked, and he didn't have a car. Nobody knew his name, but he had a ticket. And he just walked through the gate naked, and he never wanted for anything the whole time he was there.
Yeah. See, I believe that. I believe that can happen at a place like Burning Man, but that's not my kind of personality, so I wouldn't want to do that. I can appreciate that, the simplicity of that. It's sort of like a peace pilgrim who walked around all around the country for like a few decades with almost nothing. She had her toothbrush and a couple of flyers, and was basically gifted things by the kindness of people. And she wasn't even at Burning Man. She's just going from place to place just because people are
She also
good.
didn't mind sleeping outside and skipping a meal, too.
Now, how do you feel about, Sam, is there a leech factor there? And if so, can you identify it, and what percentage? Like the people that show up just wanting to not give, but to just take.
The reality is most anybody who went there, who was there, can afford the ticket, which isn't cheap.
What is it, like $400?
Yeah, so you have, for the most part, the people who go there have cars.
Yeah.
Are part of, there are a lot of people who've scratched it together to get out there, but most everybody who goes there is going there with, the assumption of self-sufficiency. There's not that many people. I mean, sure, there are people who steal bikes. It's a society. It's 70,000 people. You're going to get you're going to get everybody there. And sure, there's some people who are on the mooch side of the gifting equation. But for the most part, it's overkill on how much people have to give.
Mm-hmm.
Because, in general, people are generous. All of us are pretty generous people. If you see somebody who needs some water, most of us are going to give somebody some water.
Sure.
So, that's kind of the vibe for the most part. So,
what do you think about them
call
suing? They haven't sued yet, but they're basically saying they're intending to sue Quiznos for this, what is a very funny parody commercial. What do you think about that?
Well, I think your partner there, and catch his name, the other guy there, he brought up an interesting point about the NFL. Now, the reality is, it's one of those things. I don't really know enough about it, but if they own the brand, just like the NFL does, if somebody made a parody video of the NFL and they said NFL and they used the logos, I don't know. That's for a court to decide, and that's for an organization who's been around for a long time and has put a lot of effort and thought into this event, and their board of directors or whatever.
It's kind of a wishy-washy answer, Sam. I wasn't asking you to, pawn it off on the court.
Okay.
I was just wondering what you thought.
My opinion is, sure, why not? Take it to the corporate sites. It is Burning Man, and I think if I don't know, and honestly don't know enough about the higher, people who run it and how they do all that stuff.
Just to be clear, you're saying take it when you say why not? You mean they should sue or not?
It's hard for me to say because honestly I haven't seen the video.
Yeah.
So I can't.
It's
can't
funny.
Really
it's just a parody. They're making fun. They actually didn't even shoot it at Burning Man. There's no way they shot this at Burning Man.
I wish I could help more. I don't know the rules good enough. If I did,
Sam, I really appreciate your inside scoop into the party. Was there anything else you wanted to share about your experience there? Because I know there's obviously a lot of experiences that you have when you're at one of these things.
You guys don't have all day here. You know what? You know what I will tell you though.
Yeah.
That is very interesting about it is because of the internet and a lot of stuff. They used to have a rule that was called leave no trace.
Right.
And that rule used to include kind of that what happens at Burning Man stays at Burning Man, and that's changed over the last few years. Even photography used to be sort of frowned on, that you would go out and post pictures of what went on there. The rule used to be sort of if somebody asks you about it, you just tell them, just go for yourself.
Well, I, for one, am grateful for the photography. I think it's beautiful work, and, the people who've taken photos of these art installations, because a lot of these installations, that's the only time they ever exist is during Burning Man. They're put together out there on the playa, and they're dismantled at the end of it or burned.
They're burnt at the end of it.
Well, not all of them are torched, but yeah.
A lot of them.
I bet they are. Hey, thanks, Sam. Great info. I really appreciate you calling in tonight.
Anytime. Keep up the good work, guys.
Thanks,
Great
brother.
show.
Thanks for listening to Free Talk Live out there on KSZL. Our toll-free number here tonight, if you want to join us, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. So, interesting stuff, Mark. You look quizzical.
I don't know. One of the reasons I want you to go is so that we can, you can put to rest all of your thoughts about it, because I have so few when it comes to Burning Man.
I don't think about it during the year or anything like that. I just see it in the news, and it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, you wish you had gone, but I don't know. I
don't really wish that hard. No, not really. It sounds like it's fun. It sounds like it'd be a good time. I wouldn't mind going to something like that, but the logistics are a pain in the butt. It's one thing if you're going from California, as our last caller, and I know there are people who go from all around the world, don't get me wrong, but you got to sink a lot of money into this, right? If you're going to travel from anywhere that's not nearby in Nevada, California, Utah, etc., then you've got to rent an RV, or you've got to fly out, then buy all the stuff you need to camp, and then put it in an RV or whatever, rent a car. And there's a lot of planning and time and effort that you got to put into this party. I'm just not that hardcore of a partier,
Yeah, well, I'd rather take a bicycle and ride from my house around the rails to trails around New England for a week than go out there. It just doesn't interest me.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously not everybody's interested in spending a week in the desert in the most dreary of conditions. I mean, it's hot, it's not wet.
Come on, people have to go there for the drugs. Are they not going there not for the drugs, right?
I'm sure
man,
that's part of the reason to
mescaline
go.
is really, there's something about it, man. I mean, that kind of thing. I don't know.
I mean, that's part of the reason some people go to Burning Man. But, I mean, if you're an art fan or whatever, then there's some amazing stuff to look at. And some of it's, like, interactive as well. 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Others go for the culture and the community. And some probably go for the sex as well. There's a lot going on at Burning Man. You can share your thoughts. It's Free Talk Live.
When the leading antihistamine and Nasacort go nose to nose, Nasacort wins, stopping more of the chemical responses that can cause your nasal allergy symptoms. And when you stop more causes, you get 24-hour relief from sneezing, an itchy runny nose, even congestion. It's prescription strength medicine available over the counter. Nasacort Allergy 24-hour. Stops more of what makes you miserable. Use as directed.
There comes a time when you need custom embroidered or screen printed apparel for your business, organization, or a special event. Corporate Casuals has been helping people create great looking logoed apparel for over 25 years. They can produce a single piece or thousands using name brand apparel like Nike, Patagonia, Adidas, and Hanes. Create your logo in their online embroidery design studio or upload your existing logo and they'll turn it into embroidery. Go to corporatecasuals.com/FTL and include FTL in the order notes and save 5% on your order.
Gold. It's like nothing else on Earth. From the Romans through the Renaissance, from the Industrial Age to the Space Age, gold has weathered the test of time. For 6,000 years, gold has remained the ultimate store of wealth. According to the World Gold Council and the U.S. Mint, demand is at an all-time high. The stage is being set for the reemergence of gold as the common-sense alternative to a fiat paper currency that gets weaker every day. Midas Resources is proud to offer the hard-hitting report that arms you with the truth you need to protect you and your family from the Fed's plans for your hard-earned money. Don't gamble with your future. Call Midas Resources today and ask for your free copy of As Good as Gold. Call 1-800-686-2237 for the report the Fed hopes you'll never see. As Good as Gold can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. If you have ever thought about owning gold, you must read this report. Call Midas today at 800-686-2237.
You're listening to GCN, the world leader in independent talk radio.
News and analysis this hour from townhall.com. I'm Gordon Griffin. California's emergency chief says this summer's wildfires are the most volatile he has seen in 30 years of emergency response work. Mark Giudice, the director of the Governor's Office of Emergency Services, says the main cause behind the fast-spreading fires, dry conditions from the state's 4-year drought. There's welcome news for motorists this week. Fuel industry analyst Trilby Lundberg says the average price of gasoline nationwide has dropped 27 cents over the past 3 weeks. It's now $2.44 a gallon for regular. Lundberg says gasoline prices are likely to continue falling in the coming weeks as refiners and retailers chase sales by slashing prices.
In fact, they're sacrificing a bit of their profit margins to do so. But also, this week brings a change in the formula of gasoline required by government, and it cuts cost a bit for refiners.
Lundberg says that the pump price fell even though crude oil prices gained strength. That's because gasoline prices or gasoline supply outweighed demand. The Senate could vote this month on a bill that would ban abortions after 20 weeks of pregnancy. We get details now from correspondent Linda Kenyon, who has the story.
The bill comes amid a continued firestorm over Planned Parenthood funding. Senate Majority Whip John Cornyn says the abortion bill could be one of several pro-life bills in the legislative pipeline. The 20-week abortion ban bill has already been passed by the House. A separate version was introduced in the Senate in June by Senator Lindsey Graham, who's running for the GOP presidential nomination. Linda Kenyon, Capitol Hill.
European countries are instituting new border control measures in an effort to deal with a rising tide of asylum seekers who are fleeing war and poverty in their homelands. The UN Refugee Agency says that the measures being introduced by a number of nations underline the urgency of a comprehensive European response to the crisis. More on these stories at townhall.com.
2 little tablets is all it takes to get thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Viviscal is the #1 drug-free hair growth supplement in the U.S., with 1 box being sold every minute globally. It's clinically proven, loved by celebrities, and recommended by doctors. And right now, a 90-day supply of Viviscal is being offered in your area risk-free plus free shipping. Call 800-481-7987. Viviscal nourishes thinning hair from within. It makes thin hair full hair beautiful, and promotes the growth of thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Viviscal is so effective, 96% of women would recommend it to a friend. Listen to this.
It's vibrant, shiny, bouncy, everything you want your hair to be. I love Viviscal because it works. It completely works.
Want to try Viviscal? Every listener that calls can try it risk-free for 90 days, plus free shipping. Get thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Call now, 800-481-7987. 800-481-7987. That's 800-481-7987.
Republican presidential candidate Ben Carson not only showing strength in the GOP race, but also against the Democratic frontrunner. As Greg Clugston has more.
In the latest CNN ORC poll, retired neurosurgeon Ben Carson beats Hillary Clinton in a head-to-head general election matchup. He leads 51 to 46% among registered voters. Carson's performance against the former Secretary of State is better than both Jeb Bush and Donald Trump. The poll shows that Clinton's advantage among women has disappeared in matchups against Bush and Carson. Greg Clugston, the White House.
Ben Carson says he has plenty of energy no matter what his Republican rival Donald Trump says. Carson tells ABC's This Week, you don't have to be allowed to be energetic. The retired neurosurgeon pointed out that some of his operations took more than 20 hours, and he was able to make critical decisions after many hours of intense work. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Gordon Griffin. It will be a packed arena in Dallas, Texas, come Monday evening. Correspondent Val Dior has more.
Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump hosting a rally in Dallas on Monday and announced on Friday that all of the complimentary tickets for the event were gone. An estimated 20,000 tickets were distributed. Trump is currently leading the GOP field in every major poll, which means tickets to his rally are in demand, with some ticket holders putting the golden ticket on eBay and fetching as much as $200. Val Dior reporting.
The United Auto Workers Union says Fiat Chrysler is its target company in ongoing contract negotiations with Detroit automakers. The target company becomes the focus of bargaining and could be hit with a strike if talks stall. The deal with Fiat Chrysler would also set a general pattern for contracts at General Motors and Ford. The contracts cover around 140,000 factory workers. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish, fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
A revolution in body protection has arrived only at FortressSurvivalLLC.com. Introducing the revolutionary patented Level 3 Bulletproof Vest. 100% Kevlar, 100% American-made. Concealable, fully adjustable, and the lowest price on the market. Adult size normally $289.99, now just $250. Kid size normally $239.99, now just $200. Get affordable protection with a Level 3A Bulletproof Vest from FortressSurvivalLLC.com. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Psalm 31:3.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live. You're invited here to join us. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. 855-450-3733. With you tonight, it's Ian.
And Mark.
We've been talking about Burning Man and jumping the shark, where the organizers of the festival, which is apparently up to 70,000 people, that's the latest number that they got as far as that's what they applied for from the Bureau of Land Management for this year's festival. Lots of people gathering in the desert of Nevada to have an amazing experience over a week. At least that's my understanding from having known people who've gone and having read quite a bit about it over the years, and we've talked about some of the controversies surrounding Burning Man. One of the things we focused on in the past on Free Talk Live has been the police arresting more people than ever, and there's a new sheriff in the county in which this happens, and he was doing a lot of tough talk about how he's going to crack down at Burning Man this year, so I don't know how that ended up playing out. And I imagine that's one of those things that is also less than present when you're actually there and on the ground, right? You're in and amongst 50,000 to 70,000 people.
You're not seeing it all.
You probably are not seeing the police action. But that said, I think that it'd be nice to see some cop blockers out there at Burning Man with some two-way radios and help protect people's rights. So I think Burning Man is an interesting festival. I want to talk more about it, and I've got this video that is so angering some of the organizers at Burning Man that they're even talking about suing Quiznos over what is, in my mind, just a parody. And parody is, that's one of those protected areas of free speech, as I understand it. If you are making fun of some sort of public person or public thing or whatever, it's generally accepted. I'm no attorney, but it's generally accepted as that's well within your rights to do that, is to parody, whatever it is that is in sort of popular culture.
Yeah,
Burning Man certainly is. So where this lawsuit's going to go, I don't know, but we'll give you the actual video that is so upsetting to the Burning Man organizers here in a little bit. We'll go first to your phone calls and thoughts. It's Ian and Mark in the studio here live on a Sunday night with Free Talk Live. Let's go first to Tony. He's listening in New Jersey to WOBM. Hey, Tony.
Hey, how you doing?
Tony, what's on your mind tonight?
I read this article by this professor at a Tampa University. There were three people who wrote this. The numbers are staggering. There is 1.5 million nonprofit organizations in the United States.
Okay.
There are $71 billion subsidized in religion, and the states, by property taxes, they're saving like $26 billion. They don't pay property tax.
I don't know if I'd call that a subsidy.
Well, I'm telling you what he says.
Okay.
One is property taxes is 26 point something billion. Then the capital gains tax, they save about 42 million. On the 1.2 billion, they're exempt from tax. It just keeps adding up with the nonprofit and the people who do not pay taxes. We subsidize.
No, that's not true. That's not what a subsidy is. Mark, what were you getting at when you said that?
Yeah, a subsidy is when the government gives your business some money.
Well, the pastors live in multi-million-dollar homes. The citizens subsidize.
But the pastors
they're not being given by the government.
Well, the pastors have to pay taxes on their paychecks. Sometimes you'll have situations where the church will own the parsonage or the parish house or something like that, and sometimes you'll talk about a very large and palatial, situation there. There's no doubt about it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you, but a pastor pays taxes on everything he earns.
Well, unless they don't earn anything.
That's true.
Well, how rich do you think the Catholic Church is? Nobody has figured out the wealth of the Catholic Church.
I've heard it's the largest landowner in the world, the private landowner.
The largest financial institution in the world. And in the 1960s, the AFL-CIO, with the Teamsters, became the third largest organization in the world. And, of course, the law broke them apart. That's what created the middle class in the United States.
The breakup of the AFL-CIO?
Yeah. Do you know how much the average person, or what you call the low middle class person, was making in the 1960s? The corporations made more money in the entire 200 years of the country when the unions formed the Teamsters with the AFL-CIO. They were making, the average worker was making over $16 an hour. And that afforded you to buy a car, to have a decent house.
Do you think we can go back to private sector unions? Because I feel like that ship has sailed.
It sailed?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Well,
I could give you a couple of reasons.
It's got holes in it. I don't think it sailed. I think it sunk. We need to build a new
That's pretty much failure for a ship. So, yeah, he says build a new ship, Mark. So what?
Okay,
why is
well,
that not going to work?
Here's one of the reasons why it won't work. Because labor...
No.
Well, I would like to hear, Mark, your reasons as to why. I would like to know why you think it's not going to work. Hold on, Tony. I want to hear Mark's reasons.
It's not that I don't want a middle class, Tony. It's that I'm telling that you can't get there through labor unions and isolationist policies any longer. The United States things have changed in the world. When the United States was the only country standing post-World War II, every other industrialized nation in the world had all its factories bombed into craters. Then, yeah, you have a real opportunity in the late 40s and early 50s to put together a powerhouse of a nation, which, by the way, was a real powerhouse before the war started, too. And then at that point, the world's gotten smaller. Ships have gotten bigger. They've gotten faster. The fact is...
Let me ask you this.
Well, hold on one more second. I've got one more point. Currently, to fit in with the laws here in the United States, they're taking pigs that were grown in the U.S., and chickens, too, that were grown in the U.S., shipping them to China, processing them, and shipping them back. That shows to me just how expensive U.S. labor is, and you want to increase the price of it.
Well, look at it this way. You're looking at labor like it has some magical property to it.
No, I'm looking at it like a commodity.
The United Council of Churches. Do you know that the churches invested in war bonds in Vietnam, and they made more money than you could do with all the labor you're talking about?
What's the point of that? I mean, you seem like you're distracted from the point Mark is making here.
Well, what he wants to do is he wants to take all the money from all the religions out there and give it to the labor unions.
I want the common man should have enough money to raise a family and live like a decent human being.
I agree with you, and the best way to do that is to have a free and open society where labor can set its own pricing, and the government gets out of people's business.
Well, and people can organize in a free society.
Well, you just stop making rules.
There are 400 billionaires in the United States that run the whole country. How are you going to play Monopoly?
One thing's for
That's
sure,
because
Tony.
you stop giving power to the U.S. government. What you're proposing to do is a national law. That's turning over power to the U.S. government.
Every time you pass go. When you play Monopoly, you only win every time you pass go. You play me in Monopoly and I have $1 billion, I'll wipe you right off the board. I don't care.
Look, dude, the
what
reason why the people with the money have control is because they're using it to wield the government against their competition.
Right. Because
Thank you, Tony,
statists keep on giving them power. The reason that there's 400 billionaires in the country that's running everything is because every time that somebody comes up with a solution, they say, hey, let's turn over power to the government. Here's some news for you. The government is the one that is run by the billionaires.
Yeah.
When they make this rule, this amazing rule that you think is such a fantastic idea, they're gonna make it sound good to you. They're going to call it the Unfairness Act. And then they're going to write it any way they want, and they're going to make power for themselves. Stop giving them power.
Is unfairness tantamount to unfairness?
I don't know.
855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Yeah, look, if you want to have people be able to organize effectively, then you're going to have to stop the government from basically existing, because they're always going to give the power to the people with the money. They're not going to. It's always going to side. The people in government generally are going to side with those billionaires, not with the organized people. 855-450-FREE. This is Free Talk Live.
Every once in a while, you get information that's worth changing your life for. This is one such time. You can save up to and beyond 25% on all purchases at Amazon. You probably heard of Bitcoin and just not thought much about it. You certainly know that you can get competitive pricing at Amazon, but now you can get a 25% discount on nearly everything you need to live. I've just given you a huge raise, and all you have to do is claim it. You go to purse.freetalklive.com and open an account. Do this right now, don't wait. Then you fund the account with Bitcoin. You can buy them through expresscoin.com with a check or money order. There are other ways to get Bitcoin, but that's fast, safe, and easy. This information is worth you changing the way you do things. Go to purse.freetalklive.com right now and get signed up and cash in on the huge raise I'm offering you. 25% off of everything on Amazon through purse.freetalklive.com. It's purse.freetalklive.com.
Hi, this is Walt Augustinowicz. I'm the founder and CEO of ID Stronghold. By now you've heard our commercials about wallets that protect you from electronic pickpocketing. 10 years ago, I created a way to protect my own cards from prying eyes after government officials started talking about issuing a national ID card with a built-in radio chip called RFID. I felt having to broadcast my personal information was an invasion of privacy. Soon after, it was also announced that credit cards, debit cards, U.S. passports, hotel room keys, and even transit passes would all soon incorporate RFID. It was then I formed ID Stronghold to share my inventions in blocking RFID signals with the world. There are a lot of misconceptions out there today about RFID. I encourage everyone to get informed and get protected. Please go to idstronghold.com and get the facts and the wallets, sleeves, or badge holders you need to protect your personal financial data. You'll be pleasantly surprised that through our direct sales model, you won't pay more than other comparable unprotected wallets. It is as though the protection is free. Visit idstronghold.com today.
So I found out the other day that at guns80.com, a lot of people don't get the Ghost AR-15 rifle kits because they're afraid that they won't be able to do the machining work required to drill out and make ready the lower. Well, listen, guys, gals, I am not that good of a machinist, I promise you. But I was able to take a drill press with an XY table and knock this out in about 45 minutes, and in all honesty, mine looks really good. Go get yours. Don't be afraid. It's easy. Guns80.com. Go to guns80.com now.
Gold. It's like nothing else on Earth. From the Romans through the Renaissance, from the Industrial Age to the Space Age, gold has weathered the test of time. For 6,000 years, gold has remained the ultimate store of wealth. According to the World Gold Council and the U.S. Mint, demand is at an all-time high. The stage is being set for the reemergence of gold as the common-sense alternative to a fiat paper currency that gets weaker every day. Midas Resources is proud to offer the hard-hitting report that arms you with the truth you need to protect you and your family from the Fed's plans for your hard-earned money. Don't gamble with your future. Call Midas Resources today and ask for your free copy of As Good as Gold. Call 1-800-686-2237 for the report the Fed hopes you'll never see. As Good as Gold can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. If you have ever thought about owning gold, you must read this report. Call Midas today at 800-686-2237.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Now, more Free Talk Live. Call in toll-free at 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-FREE.
Hey, it's Free Talk Live. You can join us here toll-free, 855-450-FREE. You can also join us on Skype. Our Skype username is lrn.fm, and joining you in the studio tonight, you've got me, Ian.
And me, Mark.
Mark, you're going to be taking a trip to Vegas here in about, 6 weeks?
Yeah, something like that, and I can't wait to get away from you, buddy. I'm going to go there out in Vegas. It's going to be wonderful, hanging out with Dr. Stephanie Murphy, Brian Sovereign. We're going to probably do an old Sunday show,
on
reunion.
Friday, though,
yeah,
right?
Something like that. Yeah, it's going to be Friday and... Is it Thursday and Friday?
You tell me.
Yeah, Thursday and Friday, October 29th and 30th.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Excuse me, the beautiful D Hotel in downtown Las Vegas.
What is it? The Bitcoin Investor Conference,
It's
right?
called, you just go to bitcoininvestor.com to check it out. By the way...
First one ever.
Yeah, this is the first
Ground
one ever.
floor.
Mm-hmm. Going to be lots of great speakers there. Go check out you can go see the speaker list, bitcoininvestor.com. And by the way, the D Hotel does take Bitcoin, so
that's cool.
That's going to be cool. It's October 29th and 30th. Come hang out with me. We're going to be doing the show live. It's going to be a lot of fun. bitcoininvestor.com.
All right. And does that mean you can gamble with Bitcoin at the D Hotel?
I guess you'd be able to get chips. I don't know if you can cash out or not. I'll be able to report all this stuff back. But I'm very I'm going to do all those things. I'm going to bring some Bitcoin. I'm actually going to gamble. The last few times I've been out to Vegas, I haven't bothered because it's not for me, right? I'm not a big gambler, but I will do it just for the experience of doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Bitcoin Investor, what was it? BitcoinInvestor.com?
Yeah, BitcoinInvestor.com. Here's one of the main reasons I don't gamble. Humans are really bad at sort of predicting the likelihood of things to have happen.
Well, the odds are against you.
They are, but what I'll end up doing is I'll look at the roulette wheel and I'll look at the last 20 spins or whatever, and it'll say it's come up 20 spins, it's come up 7 times red and 13 times black. I'll be like, well, it has to come up red the next time. Right?
Not necessarily.
It doesn't. There's a 50-50 chance it comes up red or black.
It could come up black every time. That's a possibility. It's very unlikely.
It's unlikely, but
happen.
It's like saying, I flipped a coin 10 times and it's all come up heads. What's the chance of me flipping heads the next time I flip a coin? Well, the answer is
50%.
50%. Yeah. And I get caught up in these things, and it's just, it's just I don't feel like I'm qualified to gamble.
Well, you won't be obligated to if you go to the Bitcoin Investor Conference. BitcoinInvestor.com. Let's go to Ralph. He's in New Jersey. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Ralph.
Hello. How are you?
Hey, Ralph.
Obama!
Hey, be nice, Mark. It was a pretty good impression.
Well, okay. I'm glad that you finally get the whole handwriting in the wall, guys. But let me ask this question here.
He might have been calling about something else, Mark. You shouldn't have gone there. Go ahead, Ralph.
Yeah. Did you mention in the film before you take on Tony's call, also from New Jersey, about Burning Man?
What about Burning Man?
Well, why do you think that police action is taken by against Burning Man, but never against the Black Lives Matter? Why do you think that is?
What do you mean the police action is taken against Burning Man, but never against Black Lives Matter?
Black Lives Matter, right. You
mean
heard about that group, right?
The organization that is protesting?
Right. You heard about that group, correct?
I've heard that they exist, but I don't know.
What about? I mean, are you saying that the police are not going after them or something like that?
Right, exactly. Okay. Now, here's
wait, just to clarify, Ralph, when you say that, do you mean that the police are specifically not going after the protesters who are aligned with Black Lives Matter, or that they just aren't going after black people? Because they're definitely going after people, including black people.
No, well, then they're just this particular group. Okay, who is,
why should the police go after them? They're just protesters.
I just want to hear Ralph lay it out.
Because their agenda is anti-police. That's why.
Because why?
Their agenda is anti-police.
Okay.
Well, then why would the police not go after them if their agenda is anti-police?
They are sacred cow.
They what?
They are secret. They are considered sacred cow in America as long as Obama is presiding. Now,
as long as Obama is presiding. I got news for you.
Right.
There was a police state during the Bush administration as well. Obama continued the police state.
Let me talk about Black Lives Matter, if I may. Okay?
Sure.
We are intimidated by a group who is by every account.
Why are you intimidated?
Can be no. Let me finish what I'm saying.
All right.
Who is by every account considered a marginal group? Okay. Here are the numbers that points out that they are a marginal group. Okay. When they have their quote unquote convention in Ohio, okay, that's in Cleveland, Ohio, only 1,500 people.
That's a great turnout. I don't even get 10% of that at Keenvention, and I've got a national radio show.
Okay, only that many number of people turn out.
That was their first convention.
Then they have 26.
Have you ever organized a convention, Ralph? I suspect you have not.
Organize a convention against who? Against what?
No. You don't have to have a convention against something. You can have a convention for something.
You probably should have it for something.
I would say most conventions you have for an idea or for a group or for a product or service or whatever.
It appears as though this event did exist.
Yeah, I believe it existed.
It was,
He's saying
one of the sponsors is the Socialist Alternative.
he's saying that it didn't do very well because it only had 1,000 people at it, and to
1,500.
15. That's even better. But to me, if you get 1,000 people at your first convention, that's awesome.
You're really revealing your true colors here. Okay, libertarian is another way of saying white liberal guilt, basically. Okay? You are disguising yourself, really.
I got no guilt, man. I help anybody out on the streets from police abuse. It doesn't matter what color their skin.
I'll talk straight, okay? And I'm willing to judge a black person according to their character rather than their color. That's what Martin Luther King, after all, likes for this country to do.
Will you be voting for Dr. Ben Carson? Will you be voting for Ben Carson for Republican?
Ben Carson has not shown enough character as far as I'm concerned. Okay? How about him denouncing what happened there in Virginia with those two white individuals? Clearly, the black animal who did it to them
Oh, my goodness.
was not only mentally disturbed, he was a racist too.
Who do you like for the Republican nominee?
Trump.
Of course.
How about that? Trump.
Yeah.
And let me go on with the Black Lives Matter. They have 26 chapters, including foreign outposts in Toronto and Accra, Ghana. All right? And as far as, the hashtag, the people following them on the hashtag, okay, there's only 202,492 times.
You're losing me.
The hashtag, how many times it's been said?
Only 100,000 times, 200,000 times. That's pretty good.
I feel like the name Black Lives Matter was a real marketing opportunity lost for this movement. If they would have gone with the All Lives Matter rather than Black Lives Matter.
Thanks, Ralph.
Thanks,
we
Ralph.
gotta let
really
you
appreciate
go.
the call.
It's enough screaming for tonight.
Yeah, I think that they could have been very inclusive. When you're going to name your group, try inclusivity instead of exclusivity.
All right, so let's continue here. 855-450-FREE. You're invited to join us here. And whether it's Black Lives Matter or Burning Man, you can talk about anything you want. It's the live Sunday edition of Free Talk Live.
Attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor, period. With packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free tactical scarf for a limited time with any body armor package. That's CATIarmor.com. Come and take it.
Friends, this is Alex Jones from MidasResources.com.
For more than 15 years, I have exclusively used Midas Resources for all my precious metal needs. Whether it's bullion or collectibles you're looking for, Midas Resources is simply the best. I own my gold as a hedge against inflation. This Federal Reserve fiat currency could go the way of the Deutschmark and the Weimar Republic anytime. In these historically dangerous times, it makes sense to physically hold gold and silver. Midas already has some of the best deals in the industry. But if you give them a call and mention the radio special, they will give you a list of the day's super specials. Midas brokers are standing by to answer all your questions at 800-686-2237. They also have a lot of informative free literature explaining the opportunities and risk of holding precious metals. They are ready to answer your questions at 800-686-2237. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Do you owe the IRS money? Has the IRS garnished your wages or put a lien against your house? The IRS has the power to make you pay back what they claim you owe and will stop at nothing to collect. There is a solution. Call Signature Tax now. Speak with our professionals and feel the weight of your tax burden lifted from your shoulders. Call now for your free and confidential analysis. 800-481-3147. Again, that's 800-481-3147. 800-481-3147.
This is Free Talk Live. Call in toll free. 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-FREE.
This is Free Talk Live, and you can join us here on the radio waves. The live Sunday edition, it's Ian with you.
And Mark.
Also, we're going to continue the discussion about Burning Man, and the question is, have they jumped the shark? If so, when did they jump the shark? They've certainly done some shark jumping sort of things here in the last few days, making headlines now in a lot of different places. We read the Vice news story earlier about the Burning Man organizers being upset over a parody video released by Quiznos subs. We'll continue that because I actually do have the video and we can play the audio of it because I think it's funny. Apparently, they don't have a good sense of humor over at the Burning Man Festival, and they're mad because it's a violation of their I think they call it anti-commoditization or something like that, or decommoditization. They don't like the idea of products and brands and things like that. It's more of like a kind of a commie event, more so than anything else. That's sort of the vibe that I get from it.
Commies can be fun in small doses like this, I would think. Yeah.
They can be. And I'm not saying I wouldn't have fun at Burning Man. There's no doubt it would be a very entertaining experience in my mind. There's just so much that is kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth, at least from the outside perspective. But I understand the guy who called earlier is like, none of that stuff matters when you're there. What matters there is being around a community of people who's having a good time and all the cool art, and that I get. But nonetheless, the way an event is run, I think, is kind of interesting, especially one this size. This is an amazing event. So we'll play the audio from this supposedly offensive video here in a moment. Also want to tell you about saveatpurse.com, because in real life, you do need stuff. And in fact, at Burning Man, you need stuff too. You have to bring stuff in, as a matter of fact, in order to survive in the desert. And those things are made by companies who make products in order to keep you alive and make a profit. At saveatpurse.com, you can save big time on your purchases at Amazon. And there's a good chance if you shop online, you've probably shopped at Amazon. So they've got great prices and a huge selection already. What if you could save 20%? 25%, 30%, 40%. I just saved 40% on a Blu-ray that I purchased through saveatpurse.com. 40%.
That's a good savings.
Yeah.
Somebody just posted in our amplifier group that they got 50% off of something
Incredible.
that was about $10.
That's the maximum discount you can get at Purse. I didn't know you could do it. Yeah, I didn't know that you could do it. I always thought, nobody's gonna fulfill an order at 50% off. But apparently it's happened. So go to saveatpurse.com. That's where you can start. Even if you don't yet have Bitcoin. See, that's the catch. You've got to have Bitcoin to get this huge savings. So that's another reason to get Bitcoin, the amazing decentralized currency that is not created by any government or any bank. You can learn more about Bitcoin at bitcoin.com, but go check out saveatpurse.com. Whether you got Bitcoin or not, you can get signed up for their account. You can watch their introductory video. Really, it's easy to do. Saveatpurse.com. Here is, speaking of videos, the video from Quiznos that has led the Burning Man organizers to be so irate that they are talking about suing Quiznos. Here it is from Quiznos Toasters channel on YouTube.
I think it's safe to say Coachella was a complete success. We don't know why, but millennials are willing to fork over tons of cash to attend an overcrowded festival in the middle of the desert. It's time now to begin.
Now, just to give you a little bit about what's going on here on the scene, this thing does not appear to have been shot at Burning Man at all. They reference Burning Man by calling it Burning Man. They do use that term, which maybe that's going to be what gets them in hot water here. And I don't know, who knows how this court case is going to go. Burning Man claims they've had success at going after people in the past.
Who have filmed at their festival.
Been actually at the festival. This wasn't filmed at the festival, but this flyover scene with a helicopter you can hear, they do appear to be showing something that represents Burning Man. So it's sort of like a helicopter shot where they're flying over the festival, and you can see the circular setup that, if you're familiar with Burning Man's setup, that it looks like it could be maybe Burning Man, or they made a computer graphic that looks like Burning Man.
Okay.
One or the other. So if there's any actual shots of Burning Man, maybe this is one, but the rest of it was clearly filmed just somewhere, not a soundstage, but somewhere in a desert.
Phase 2.
Welcome to Burning Man.
You're home now.
The main character had some burner chick walk up and give him a hug when they just arrived at Burning Man.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on.
The world outside is hanging on by a very thin, non-GMO, cruelty-free organic hemp thread. Beyond this tent flap lies the beginning of your new lives as burners.
Your playa name is Moon Pony.
Now, the man who just gave him a playa name is wearing a bear outfit, like a kind of a big furry sort of suit in a way.
Sounds like a nice thing out in the desert.
It'd be very, very hot to wear that, but that doesn't mean
I can't
someone wouldn't do
imagine
it.
getting called Moon Pony.
So what you have here are the characters from a movie called The Maze Runner, The Scorched Trials. It's apparently coming out later this week. They actually have the same actors from the movie recreating their own movie trailer, sort of almost a scene for scene, shot for shot in a lot of ways. So they're not only parodying Burning Man, but they're also parodying their own movie. It's actually pretty brilliant production here.
Okay. What do you know about this festival?
I know there's a unicorn car that shoots fireballs. I know you have to trade a back rub to be gifted a Quiznos sub.
Now, the burners would be upset about that. As we found out from the caller earlier, there's not supposed to be trading that goes on at Burning Man. You're not supposed to give something to another person with the expectation that you will receive something back from that person. That's technically a violation of the Burning Man rules. So I don't know if the people who made this advertisement have actually attended Burning Man, or they're purposely misrepresenting the rules of the event.
Or maybe they're just trying to show the value of a Quiznos sub.
Yeah.
That even the rules get bent for
get
a Quiznos sub. Because, I mean, I would imagine when you're talking about the burners, maybe people are handing out water, or they're handing out hugs, or they're handing out smiles.
They're handing out full meals in some cases.
Yeah, they might be even handing out full meals.
Beers.
Are those steaks? Or are they a bowl of chili?
Probably some rice or chili or whatever.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Meatless chili, too, I'm sure. And
there's 70,000 people there, Mark. I'm sure a lot of them eat meat.
I'm sure they do. Yeah. But I'm just saying that there's, nobody's sitting out there on the runway handing out Rolex watches. You get what I'm saying? Like the gift economy. It ain't no economy, people. It's just some folks having a nice time in the desert. It shouldn't be called a gift economy. That's an insult to the word economy.
Now that's an interesting statement. What do you mean by that?
There's nobody standing out on the runway giving away Rolex watches. Rolex watches have value in an economy, not in a gift economy, because you can't give them away.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying there.
It destroys productivity. It ain't an economy. Yeah. It's the opposite.
It's nice to give things to people.
It's nice. It's a
feeling.
big party where everybody gives things to people. Let's just not go and bastardize the English language by using the term economy.
So this is one of the few appearances of the Quiznos product in this 2.5.
Hey, you know what? Let's not bastardize the word economy when Burning Man uses it to call gift economy. You think they're going to sue us now for using the word Burning Man? Bring it on, Burning Man.
It could be good if they
Chief
sued
honchos,
us because
the Burning Man Politburo.
So this is one of the few appearances of the actual Quiznos product in this thing. It's basically a fun commercial that they made up here. And as the Burning Man people pointed out, their spokesman in this story from Vice pointed out earlier, they wouldn't allow this to happen. So this footage of someone handing a Quiznos sub out for a back rub, that wouldn't happen because if some corporation tried to come into Burning Man, they'd be turned away at the gate. I suspect that would not play at all. But let me go on here.
And I know that the only way to get clean is to go through a human car wash.
Don't you want to understand?
Understand what?
How to look cool on Instagram. I just need to know. What do you think of this filter?
So he pushes his iPad at him with a picture of himself, ostensibly taken at the festival. Again, it's a shot-for-shot kind of remake of this Maze Runner advertisement. And they're obviously having a lot of fun with it and poking a lot of fun at Burning Man here, and they're going to get a little more incisive here in moments. 855-450-FREE is the toll-free number. Burning Man organizers upset about this. They're talking about suing. And I sure do hope they lose if they do sue. That's really, I think it's embarrassing for their organization. It's Free Talk Live. You can share your thoughts.
For P150, P150GA, P150OK, P150TN, C250A, C250E, C250Q. Not available in all states.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company, 1-800-809-5580. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away, so you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-809-5580. That's 1-800-809-5580. 1-800-809-5580.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light Systems system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah.
When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with a medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com, the new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
You're listening to Free Talk Live. Call in toll free at 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-FREE.
This is Free Talk Live, and you can join us here, the live Sunday edition, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Burning Man, it's become, this real cultural thing. It's a big deal. A lot of people go from all around the world to this week-long party in the desert in Nevada. And there's a lot to like about Burning Man. There's a lot that are, from the perspective of a liberty-oriented person that probably wouldn't exactly really want to see become too popular about it. The whole gift economy thing. Obviously, the organizers would love to see that become a real thing. But as you pointed out, Mark, economy don't work that way. With people just giving things away.
Right. I mean, at some point or another, it's fine for a week in the desert where everybody's having a good time, and I'm all for it. It just isn't an example of how the world can work. You can go around giving things away to people, but you're going to find the mooch factor's going to kick in really quick.
Yeah, when we asked the Sam who'd called in earlier, who'd gone to 11 years worth of Burning Man, because it was one of my questions was, well, what percentage of the people there are kind of mooching? They've shown up with the expectation that they're going to be given things, and they didn't bring anything to give in return, because there are a lot of people who that's the fun, part of the fun of Burning Man is to give away things, and that's cool. It's a cool thing. I get that, but there are obviously those people who they don't have anything to give, and so therefore they're just going to go there and receive. And not that I'm indicting someone for being poor or whatever. I'm not doing that. But he answered that those people aren't likely to be there because it costs money to go. And it costs a lot of money to go. Not only are the tickets $400, but you also have to get yourself into the middle of the desert, so travel is a fairly large expense as well. I suppose you could hitchhike, but, it's going to cost you.
Good luck setting up an economy that looks like that. I suppose there's some gated communities where you can charge somebody $400 to get in, or, maybe some islands where you can put a bridge up and have a toll that's prohibitive or something like that. But all in all, it's going to be pretty difficult.
Well, one of the reasons why we have pricing is because it's important to know what things are worth to people. If you're giving something away, that's a cool thing, but it's hard to really make an economy out of that. You can't really do it because it's important to know what things are worth so you know how to allocate resources efficiently in order to make more of those things, or to not make more in the case that people don't want to buy them at the price that you want to sell them at. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, it does make it makes sense. I mean, people do. The gift economy goes on. One thing, I raise pigs, right? People want to buy my pigs. People can't afford to pay me what my time is worth for a pig. It just doesn't make any sense to do that. But they still want to buy my pigs. So I sell them pigs basically in, some small amount, and just in order to make sure that they're serious about wanting a pig. But my time as, say, a salesman for Free Talk Live worth significantly more than my time putting together buckets of milk and old bread to feed the pigs. I do it because I like it, not because I'm trying to make money on it.
Yeah, it's not a sustainable thing necessarily if you were trying to make a business out of it. So back
it's
to
a hobby.
Yeah, back
not
to
a business.
And this is, a week of fun in the desert, and that's all it should be. And if you're going to go have fun in the desert, if you're organizing a week of fun in the desert, you shouldn't take yourself too damn seriously. You're throwing one of the biggest parties in the world, and you're getting your panties in a wad, Burning Man organizers, over somebody having a little bit of fun at your expense. And when I say at your expense, I mean they're just poking fun.
Yeah.
It didn't cost Burning Man anything to get the publicity that they're going to get, by the way, from the controversy around this particular piece. Quiznos, continuing here, this is their 2 minute 45-second long movie trailer for, it's a parody trailer for The Maze Runner, which is a movie to come out here in about a week or just under a week. We're in the middle of it here from their parodying Burning Man.
They're hiding something. I just saw a Google exec fire jousting with P. Diddy!
They lied to us. Said it was an anti-establishment society based on radical self-expression. It's become a place for rich people to check off their bucket list.
So they show somebody checking off a list: wild lion hunting expedition, yacht race, Burning Man.
I do think that this is a little unfair. I do think it's an anti-establishment event.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about that.
But they do business with the government in order to make it happen.
I agree with you.
So they're pointing out some of the hypocrisies of the Burning Man here.
Right, but he's saying that it's a place for rich people to check off their bucket list, as though being rich and checking off a bucket list, doing something because it sounds like a good idea, is a bad thing, right? Like, it would have been a far better thing for them to say it's an anti-establishment event that makes a deal with the establishment to have the event.
Well, you're not the writer.
Right.
Well,
I get it. I'm too mean to write this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not funny enough and too mean.
I think the point they were making there, Mark, is an astute one, because the event was originally this sort of insider thing, right? It started in the 1980s. It was actually in a different location originally. They moved it from inside California, I believe,
I think it was in California.
to Nevada. And I don't know if it started as a beach party or whatever. I don't remember exactly where it was, but they moved it to this Black Rock Desert. And so it was always sort of this underground thing, at least for a number of years, and then it became large. And like a lot of things, that which is underground becomes popular, and then a lot of the people who were there then, they're bummed out about it because you've sold out, that kind of thing.
They got the T-shirt from Burning Man in 1987, and they get to wear that out.
I was there when.
Right, and those people weren't any fun when I was in high school going to the punk rock events, because they were talking about this band sold out and that band sold out. You know what? That band was talented enough to get a real deal, and they're going to be able to do this for a living, and they're going to be able to provide you music. And you know what? Yes, styles do change over time, because people, we don't sound the same as we did when we were 19 playing in a garage, because, well, art morphs, and we're interested in playing new and different things now. So this whole, I remember it when, it wasn't interesting when I was a teenager, and it's not interesting now.
We've got to get out of here.
Thomas! Indio was one thing. You kids won't last a day out on the playa without subtle exposure to corporate influence.
So at this point in the video, the Quiznos advertisement pops in, and the characters look over at it. So it's not very subtle, right? Like it's an actual $1 off coupon that you can then click on in the video. So very cute. Of course, that really angers the Burning Man people, because they hate the idea that commercialization could happen around their event.
This aggression will not stand, man.
An event for which, by the way, they charge hundreds of dollars to attend. Right. They're not gifting the tickets.
Because it's not free to throw an event like this.
Right.
Their ticket is worth $400 if people will pay $400 to go to their event. And they don't need to let corporate sponsors into their event if they don't want to do that.
That's true.
I don't have I got no problem with that. I have no problem with it. It's just this sanctimony. The sanctimony that goes with it all. They're charging people to go to an event that they've made a deal with the government to put on their land, and it's supposedly some kind of anarchist, anti-establishment event. Please.
There's there's a lot of, action-packed things I'm not describing to you here. We'll link to it on our Facebook and Twitter. You can see it. The main characters like sliding into the tent in a very dramatic fashion. They're very over-dramatizing
into
what
the
happens.
cuddle puddle tent.
Oh yeah, you just gave away the joke. Yeah. And yes, he's in a
What the hell?
Cuddle puddle tent. This fall, strap on your goggles, embrace your true self. And there's a Quiznos sandwich. And a hot girl. And keep your mind open. So the joke there is the guy in the bear suit. He's the main character in the movie is staring at an attractive girl, and then the guy in the bear suit steps in and starts staring at him. They're in a gazing workshop. I guess it's probably something that happens at Burning Man.
I've been to a couple events where we do this, just sort of looking at each other kind of thing. And when you get really close to somebody, and I'm talking about being about a foot away, maybe
about what you got here.
Maybe about 18 inches, and you begin looking into someone's eyes, it is a real experience, I've got to say. Try this at home with someone you love. It's a deepening experience.
There's a person in there.
Yeah, well, spend 3 minutes doing this. It's 3 of the best minutes you'll spend this evening. And, so I think that's a great thing.
All right, 855-450-FREE. You can join us here. Burning Man organizers angry about this very funny, creative video that Quiznos has made here, and I'm sure is now going to have even more views as a result of Burning Man getting all upset about it. So if they wanted to punish Burning Man, or they wanted to punish Quiznos, they went about it the wrong way.
Are you living with pain? So was Lisa, a brave Marine wounded in Iraq.
After surviving an explosion, I was on horrible painkillers. I tried 1-hour pain relief, and now I'm pain-free all day without dangerous side effects. And it works in less than 1 hour.
Try it free for 1 week and pay only the shipping with no automatic shipments. Call 800-400-9810 right now or visit onehourpainrelief.com. That's 800-400-9810. 800-400-9810.
What's the matter, honey? Can't sleep?
Ugh, it's this heartburn. At night, it's the worst.
Heartburn? Again?
Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm going to kick acid with Rolaids.
Rolaids Advanced goes to work instantly for powerful relief of your worst heartburn, bloating, and gas.
Feeling better?
Much better.
That was fast.
Kick acid and gas with Rolaids Advanced.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
You're listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Gordon Griffin. The UN High Commissioner for Refugees says a European response to the continent's migrant crisis should include the rapid implementation of a relocation program to spread refugees among all European Union countries. Many nations are resisting that. Several countries, including Germany and Hungary, have announced new border control measures. Two of California's fastest-burning wildfires in decades are overtaking several Northern California towns, destroying more than 180 homes and sending residents fleeing. At least 100 homes have been wiped out by a fire in Lake County. California State Senator Mike McGuire says the fires burning in Lake County are the worst in modern history.
This word of unprecedented is used quite often, but we have not seen a fire like this in decades. We are facing historic conditions.
Another blaze about 70 miles southeast of Sacramento has destroyed at least 81 homes and 51 outbuildings. The Clinton email saga continues. We get details now from correspondent Connie Lawn.
There is another problem for Hillary Rodham Clinton concerning her emails. The Washington Post contacted the company that managed her private email server. They say there's no knowledge of the server being wiped. This means some 31,000 emails which were deleted can be restored from the device. The email controversy and the ongoing Benghazi investigations may be hurting Hillary Clinton's quest for the presidency. Connie Lawn reporting from Washington.
Police say a 25-year-old man's been shot and killed in a vehicle moving along an interstate through Louisiana's capital city. Baton Rouge police say Herbert Williams of Baker was killed on Interstate 10 early today after shots were fired from a passing vehicle. Police say 3 other occupants in the vehicle were not injured. The investigation continues. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I had numerous credit cards, and I was struggling with paying them off.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360 to talk to a certified counselor.
I had heard about Trinity, so I made the call. They took care of all of my credit cards, and now I am completely debt-free.
Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
The people at Trinity are very friendly. They will do whatever you need them to do in order for you to feel better about being in a very difficult place.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360.
My name is Ann, and I'm debt-free for keeps.
1-800-758-5360.
Analyst Trilby Lundberg says the average price of a gallon of gasoline has plunged 27 cents in the past 3 weeks with the Lundberg survey, putting the national average at $2.44 a gallon.
The low in our panel of cities on the lower 48 is Charleston, South Carolina, $1.94 for regular. And the high is, again, Los Angeles, $3.31.
And Lundberg says that gas prices are likely to continue falling in the coming weeks as refiners and retailers chase sales by slashing prices. She also says that crude oil prices are not the main reason that prices at the pump are falling. A 3-time NBA MVP and one of basketball's most ferocious rebounders has died. Moses Malone was 60. A spokesman for the police department in Norfolk, Virginia, says that there is no indication of foul play. Malone's body was discovered in his hotel room today after he failed to show up at a celebrity golf tournament. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Gordon Griffin. Well, here's something a little different. A fundraiser for California's Oakland Zoo featuring the works of some resident artists.
It's an auction of 32 colorful paintings produced by, among others, elephants, giraffes, river otters, and even a cockroach. The bids start at $200, and bids have been coming in. The painting sessions supervised by zookeepers using only positive reinforcement, including plenty of treats, as they work with the animals. Last year, the zoo auctioned off a dozen paintings, raising almost $10,000.
That is correspondent Rich Thomas at a New York grilled cheese food truck whose proceeds go to help formerly incarcerated youths has won the top Vendy Award for Best Street Fair. The Street Vendor Project sponsors the annual event. It announced this year's Vendy Cup winner is Snow Day, a truck specializing in grilled cheese sandwiches with a touch of maple syrup using ingredients from New York farms. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah.
When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with a medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com, the new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, the live Sunday edition. You can bring up anything that you want here. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. I wonder, is Burning Man suing all of the journalists who are posting pictures from their event? I mean, I'm on this...
They're making money doing it, right?
USA Today article here about the Burning Man, the feds dropping the demands for their $1 million palatial complex, basically. The federal government, the Bureau of Land Management, was demanding Burning Man supply them with essentially a palace with 24-hour food, a chef, Choco Tacos, ice cream around the clock, and washing machines, dryers, all kinds of just ridiculous demands. And this article includes a multitude of photographs taken by someone from the Gazette-Journal, which is, I believe, a Reno newspaper out there, at the event. Now, does that mean they had special permission? Because by the rules on the Burning Man website, it's incredibly restrictive when it comes to taking pictures. And it's things like this that really kind of rub me the wrong way, Mark. You know, I'm kind of a media guy. I like visual and audio media. That's what I do. I'm on the radio here 6 nights a week, but I also am on the board of directors of the local public access TV
You like
station.
to record things for posterity.
I'm an activist. You know, I do video of the police and things like that. And I like the idea of freedom of the press. I like that. I also understand private property, and I understand that a private event, they can have their own private rules. And if one of those rules is you're not allowed to take pictures, then that's certainly one of the rules. But that makes me not want to go to an event like that, where it's, you know, like, we don't want you to have fun with the photos or possibly make any money off of the pictures that you take from this event.
There's something that I find distasteful about the crowd of people that goes into chain coffee shops and to get high-end coffees while they tick away on their Apple products and then poo-poo corporate sponsorship and these sorts of things. Look, corporations want your attention so they can sell you products. The kind of products that you buy every single day. And I get that... No, I don't get it. It's just you're acting sanctimonious when you talk about, oh, it's dirty, corporate money, dirty.
Some
bad.
of them will not just Burning Man, but some of these
they drive their
anti-corporate
Volkswagens
people.
there.
Some of these anti-corporatization or anti-commoditization people, they will actually do what they call sanitizing products, where if they buy, let's say, a Canon camera, they'll put a label over the Canon or somehow scratch it off or a sticker or something like that.
Sure.
Just to remove the brand. I mean, it's just an obsession. It's a ridiculous obsession. Those people at Canon put a lot of effort into making that product, and
I don't think
did a
you
good
have
job.
any. I don't think you have any obligation to keep corporate sponsorships on products you buy.
No, you don't.
But and I think that companies really need to. It's something that's not factored in when you buy a pickup truck and it says Toyota really big across the back.
Yep.
Which
I had one of those.
They don't really do that anymore, but they used to do that.
Yeah, I had one.
That was a thing back in the day. They're not paying me for that.
That's
right?
true.
Like I'm driving around a billboard with their stuff on it. I can see why somebody might want to just kind of feel like, you know what? This is my vehicle and I want it. I don't want any stuff on it. Now the reasoning that they want it, that matters to me. Not that I'm going to, I'm just make judgments about people. Am I judgmental? Sure, I'm judgmental.
So here's a little bit more from the video that has the Burning Man organizers all up in a tizzy from Quiznos Toaster channel on YouTube. They're making fun of Burning Man here, and they're they're poking some fun at some of the hypocrisies of the event, while at the same time they're doing essentially shot-for-shot parody of the Maze Runner Scorch Trials, the actual trailer for that movie. And it's even got the same stars in it and all that. So they're really having a good time. The stars are like overacting all the scenes in this. And, it's a fun thing. And it's a shame that the Burning Man organizers can't just take it lightly and either just take it lightly and have fun and acknowledge it, or just ignore it completely. Here's the remainder of the trailer.
The course of this festival will determine the course of humanity. Until next week when you return to your desk jobs.
Yeah, so
they're literally burning the man. Yeah, it's a little too obvious for my taste.
But it's an amazing thing. I mean, I've never been there, but this man that they burn at Burning Man, what an incredible thing. I mean, I've seen some of the footage from it, and it is just the thing is huge, number one, and to watch that thing go up it's got to be stunning. It really does.
Well, I've burned some brush on my land, and I've had some piles as tall as large piles as tall as my head. Yeah. And flames have leapt 40 or 50 feet in the air, and to be close to that, and you don't want to get too close. It's just hot.
Yeah.
But to be close to that, to see it's really stunning. Man has always had an interesting relationship with fire.
So I just wanted to play the remainder of that, just because they're poking fun right up to the very end of it. Even poking fun at the main attraction at Burning Man, the burning of the man that happens toward the very end of the event, and sort of what it all builds up to. Now, I pulled up the Burning Man's website because when I was researching this, trying to learn a little bit about what the heck is this movie, I don't know anything about it, and just before the show, I remembered vaguely that Burning Man had a very restrictive photography set of rules for people that are taking pictures at the event. And I thought it would be interesting to share some of those here. It's actually a fairly lengthy page on their website over at burningman.org where they explain that Burning Man is a private event held on public land. And they put private event in bold and italics. Held on public land. As a participant,
just in case you wondered,
or a member of the media, you must be aware of your rights and responsibilities. Burning Man is committed to preserving the uniquely creative and non-commercial character of its culture. To that end, we ask all participants, including members of the media, to exercise and respect certain rights and responsibilities. Below, you'll find important information. Personal versus professional use. At Burning Man, you don't have to be getting paid to be a pro. Professional use media is used to describe pretty much any media project that is intended for public distribution. So even if it is not your intention to make money from the pictures or video that you take at Burning Man, they do not welcome you distributing it publicly. Now, burners, they say, are welcome to use photos, videos, and audio recordings obtained at the event for their personal use, which includes sharing with your friends and personal social media networks, displaying on personal websites as long as the websites don't sell any products or services, and do not pretend or appear to be an official Burning Man website. Posting to your personal accounts on photo sharing sites such as Flickr, Instagram, YouTube, and Tumblr, as long as the posts aren't commercial in any manner and the accounts aren't used for purposeful promotion. You may not directly monetize any media through paywalls or advertisements. Even if your images and videos are for personal use, you must read, understand, and follow the photo and video rights and responsibilities. Every burner with a camera has a responsibility to be respectful to the community and its members. Professional use media. If you want to use any photo, video, or audio from the event for any non-personal use, you must apply as a professional use media for the Burning Man event.
Interesting.
We require this registration process to protect the privacy and other rights of participants.
How does it protect it once they grant you this private use medium license?
I don't know. I mean, it's not like you're going to get the names of everybody you're taking a picture of in a group shot or something like that. So other rights of participants and to prevent commercial exploitation of Burning Man. Non-personal use includes the following: published photos in a printed or online book, magazine, or newspaper, using footage in a professional quality video. Well, what does that even mean? A professional quality video?
I have no idea.
Displaying, I guess we know it when we see it. Displaying images on a non-personal website or in a gallery show. Using imagery in a documentary or TV show. distributing media to any third-party group or publication. This includes offering photos for publication or making any commercial or promotional use of event media. I wonder how much they go after these people who take pictures and put them on some website where, really, do you have to read a whole book about how to take pictures and photos and video, at an event that it has 70,000 people at it? It's just so ridiculous, the rules that they're putting on folks. But, it is their event.
It is.
Although they are having it on public land. And to me, that kind of cancels it out. It's Free Talk Live.
If you could choose any school in the country to earn your college degree and be on your way to a better life, would you choose one the Wall Street Journal recognizes as producing some of the best qualified graduates? Or one the Princeton Review ranks as a leader in undergraduate education? Or maybe one the U.S. News & World Report names among the most innovative schools in the country? Now, you don't have to choose. At Arizona State University, we want to help you learn to thrive in life. At ASU Online, we offer over 100 graduate and undergraduate programs on your time and schedule. You receive the exact same curriculum, degree, and prestigious faculty as the on-campus students, and we're universally recognized as one of the innovators in online learning technologies. For information, call 1-800-595-9736. U.S. News & World Report ranked ASU in the top 10 best places to earn an online degree. So learn to thrive with ASU Online. Call today at 1-800-595-9736. That's 1-800-595-9736.
That's the sound your brain makes when you realize you're buying something and forgot the coupon. Online or in a store, knowing that you're missing a deal is the worst. You need the app from Retail Me Not right now. Get thousands of coupons from 50,000 stores like Kohl's, Domino's, Best Buy, and more with crazy deals like 60% off, free shipping, and free gifts with purchase. You can get a text invite to download the Retail Me Not app 100% free right now for Apple or Android. Just text the code UPDATE to 42767. Then just show your phone at checkout to save. It literally couldn't be easier. It's 2015. Keep your coupons in your phone. Stop what you're doing and text UPDATE to 42767. Listeners will get a text with a link to download it 100% free. Never forget another coupon again. Text the code UPDATE to 42767 right now. That's UPDATE to 42767. Message and data rates may apply. For terms and privacy, visit retailmenot.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Then get on board with the Tax Admiral and let us steer your way to financial freedom.
The IRS is the largest collection agency in the world. They can freeze your bank accounts, seize your car, home, will garnish your paychecks and benefits.
Don't take on the IRS alone. I can fight for you using industry secrets that can help stop the IRS. I'll cut your penalties, slash your interest, and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company with over 30 years experience helping people clean up their mess with the IRS. And we have a 95% customer satisfaction rating.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, are facing an audit, a lien, or levy, then call me right away.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit, then carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Now, more Free Talk Live. Call in toll-free at 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-FREE.
This is Free Talk Live, and of course, you can join us here. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Live Sunday edition of Free Talk Live. We're digging into some of the disturbing details of the Burning Man Festival, some of the restrictions being placed on photographers. You're in a place where there are 70,000 people doing all kinds of interesting things. I mean, this is one of the most interesting art installations in the world. There are so many different things happening at Burning Man, different art installations. You want to take pictures of this stuff because most of it you'll never see again in your entire life. It's a one-off that sort of comes, is built in the desert. You know, they truck all the stuff in that they need to build the art exhibit that they want to build, and then it's either burned or taken apart at the end of the week.
I think you make a good point. I remember in the 90s, every once in a while you'd see some art where somebody, some artist gets out and flies, 60,000 kites over some field or something like that. And, you get pictures of it. It comes up on the news and that kind of thing. And I think those things have more concentrated right to Burning Man. They're doing things. Those artists are going there and doing their stuff there.
And that makes sense. It's a place where people who would likely appreciate the work that they're doing are there for a week, sort of a captive audience, if you will. And so, for an event that at least purports to be so open-minded, they are really restrictive when it comes to intellectual property. The event, according to the FBI in their report here, which is other Burning Man-related news, that the FBI has been undercover at Burning Man for apparently some time. Says that the event is a cultural and artisan event which promotes free expression by the participants. Well, that may be true, that they're promoting free expression while you're at Burning Man, but recording those people in their free expression or taking photographs of them is essentially a no-no unless you have permission from the Burning Man event. They basically consider anybody who's taking photos or video for intending to distribute that beyond their personal network of friends.
Yeah.
To be commercial, even if you're not actually selling it. So if you put it up on a website that, sort of puts it out there for the universe to see, that might be considered a commercial venture by Burning Man, and they may come after you for that. This is from their own website, burningman.org. I want to get into some surprising restrictions here. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. If you want to join us, you can bring up anything. By the way, ExpressCoin is the best choice for getting cryptocurrencies. We've discussed Bitcoin a lot here on Free Talk Live. It's not the only cryptocurrency. There's also like 500 more. Now, they don't carry all 500 at ExpressCoin. They carry some of the best, some of the most popular, like Litecoin, Dogecoin, and of course, Bitcoin. It's fast, safe, easy, and inexpensive, and they are a licensed money services business. You can get cryptocurrency with money order or check. And you can get started at expresscoin.com, whether you're in the U.S. or Canada. That's expresscoin.com. They can get you started. You can use coupon code FTL to get up to $40 worth of cryptocurrency with no fee at all. That's expresscoin.com, coupon code FTL. And apparently, I need to give out more of our phone numbers rather than the word free. So our number is 855-450-3733. I apologize if I don't do that often enough. Sometimes I just don't have time to give them both
It's the
out.
problem with having a telephone number that has a word in it. You want to use it, right? Like our number is 855-450-FREE, and our name is Free Talk Live, so you want to use that. But the number is 855-450-3733.
So here are a few more restrictions from the lengthy list over at burningman.org. Anyone who plans to shoot video or photography at the Burning Man Festival for non-personal use must apply with Burning Man before filming and sign a professional use contract. Non-personal use means any use that is commercial and or widely distributed beyond one's personal network of friends and family. And then they give you a link to the application. They go on to say that all members of the media and anyone who plans to make non-personal use of event imagery must check in at Media Mecca upon arriving in Black Rock City. If you fail to register or receive approval for your project, but you record event imagery for your project anyway, you are trespassing. Trespassers have no rights to any use of event imagery, and Burning Man reserves the right to take any necessary action against trespassers. Professional use contracts are required to sell any imagery from the Burning Man event, We do not permit online sales.
So much for the gift economy.
Yeah, or the sale or distribution of photos or videos via stock agencies. Before professional use contract holders can publish any event imagery, they must obtain written permission from an authorized member of Burning Man's communications department. Such written permission may be subject to restrictions, including granting Burning Man a license to display your imagery in Burning Man communications. Burning Man forbids the making of profit from the documentation of nudity at the event without the express written permission of the subjects and Burning Man. I have a feeling that one was in reference to the Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah, it probably does.
And going on here, you must use model releases. This one's incredibly ridiculous. You must use model releases for all recognizable individuals.
Yeah, it's impossible.
We may ask for verification of these releases before granting permission to use an image or footage commercially. There are 70,000 people in this desert, and a lot of the times there's big groups of them. And how you could possibly, ensure that you've gotten permission to use their visages is just an impossibility. The copyright of a design, written work, artwork, or performance is owned by the person or group who created it. You must ask permission before capturing such artwork and performances and obtain signed model property licenses or releases from all appropriate parties. Further, that's under the professional responsibilities. Under the responsibilities for regular folk who just, have a little quick camera that they want to take pictures of, they say here that according to this, you have to respect participants that you wish to record and seek their permission before photographing or filming them. Now, generally, that is a respectful thing to do as a photographer.
Sure.
That's a nice thing to do. But at the same time...
Well, there's 70,000 people there.
Yeah.
If you're out taking video and getting pictures and things like that, as people run by naked or whatever it is that they do, it can be really difficult to chase down that naked dude and get his permission on what was going on. I mean, you're kind of out in public. You've given your permission to some extent for your, your image to be used.
You're certainly outdoors.
I think when somebody gets close enough to being recognizable, it gets a little, we get a little closer.
Well, but here's the thing: the cameras these days are like a zillion megapixels or whatever, and so even a shot of a crowd at a distance could result in recognizable faces being captured.
Not to the human eye, from where you're standing.
If you zoom in on the picture,
right? I got you.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like in the actual photo, you could probably get 100 different recognizable people in a group shot, even from far away. And so they're saying you've got to do this immediately before filming them. And if you're asked to stop, you must do so immediately. You have the responsibility not to interfere with the immediate experience of other participants. And again, that's a respectful thing to do. I get that. But at the same time, if the cops are arresting somebody at on the playa there for something, drug possession or whatever, and I want to record the police doing that, I'm going to do it regardless of what the rules are.
Well, it says that you have that you're allowed to take personal pictures, right? So you could do that as long as you don't post those on a site where you make money.
Not only that, they don't want you posting them outside of your own personal network. So I couldn't post a picture of a cop arresting somebody at Burning Man on copblock.org. Because people who I do not know will see those photos. That would be a violation of their rules.
You put the video up on YouTube and let a friend of yours know that it's there, and then CopBlock can go get it.
Well, again, how many lawsuits or threats of lawsuits are they bringing against people doing those kinds of things? You can also bring up anything you want. The FBI Infiltrates coming up.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
My name is Josh. One World Way
is the best in the market, hands down. I'm in the U.S. Navy, and I live a very active lifestyle. Being a vegetarian, it's hard getting all the protein I need. I tried the vegan protein powders, and I just wasn't feeling any change. The Meathead supplement store whey protein kind of worked for a bit, but it left me feeling bloated, and my digestion seemed to slow down. By some divine stroke of luck, I heard a commercial of One World Whey on the radio, and it struck my interest. I have to tell you, I am so glad I got it. I have been taking it for a week, and the results are amazing. I don't feel tired when I have to get up at 4:30 a.m. I look and feel better. I recover faster from my 2 workouts a day. When I don't have time to eat good food, I take it, and I don't feel the urge to stuff my face for hours.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldway.com. That's oneworld.com.
So I found out the other day that at guns80.com, a lot of people don't get the Ghost AR-15 rifle kits because they're afraid that they won't be able to do the machining work required to drill out and make ready the lower. Well, listen, guys, gals, I am not that good of a machinist, I promise you. But I was able to take a drill press with an XY table and knock this out in about 45 minutes, and in all honesty, mine looks really good. Go get yours. Don't be afraid. It's easy. Guns80.com. Go to guns80.com now.
Hi, my name is Scott Fuchs, teacher and rowing coach for over 14 years. I was sluggish, overweight, on prescription drugs, and only 30-something. Fortunately, I was referred to Dr. Z, and happy to say Dr. Z's all-natural protocols over a consistent course resolved my health issues. I'm in the best shape of my life, and most importantly, on 0 medications.
I'm Dr. Zdanowski, author of Evology, trained as a primary care physician, surgical manipulation under anesthesia, expert in nutrition, diet, weight loss, immune system, and I specialize in chiropractic. My 15 years of professional experience has taught me the 4 keys to vibrant health: a balanced musculoskeletal system, an integrated nervous system, a flowing lymphatic system, and a body filled with over 90 essential nutrients. This has been a secret too long. Visualize your potential, reverse disease. Call me, Dr. Z. 201-945-1177, 201-945-1177, evolyourself.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
This is Free Talk Live. Call in toll free. 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-FREE.
This is Free Talk Live, the live Sunday edition of the program. You can bring up what you want. Just dial in toll free. Our number's 855-450-FREE, 855-450-3733. And with you in studio tonight, you have me, Ian.
And Mark.
Don't forget, you can go to Bitcoinist.net for the ultimate resource for Bitcoin industry news, reviews, education, and the latest in the cryptocurrency ecosystem. They've got a community forum breaking Bitcoin and digital currency news. They'll be covering fintech and blockchain tech news, and they have a very sophisticated bunch of Bitcoin network statistics, as well as solid beginner's guide to Bitcoin and more. The Bitcoinist platform serves the needs of everyone, including you, looking to keep up with Bitcoin and digital currencies from beginners to experts. Go ahead and visit them at bitcoinist.net. That's bitcoinist.net. As we go to your phone calls and thoughts. Phil, listening in Reno, Nevada. Hey, Phil, you're on Free Talk Live.
Howdy, fellas.
Hey, welcome.
You're just scratching the surface of the corruption and the subsidies from the local government, the city of Reno, the state of Nevada, that Burning Man expects. You made a point about the art being temporal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm here to tell you there's plans underway for the city to buy sculptures from Burning Man to the tune of $180,000.
Whoa!
This is a city government that wouldn't pay $200,000 for a special election because of some things that happened with the mayor's race and a decision by the Nevada Supreme Court about liberty and open and transparent elections. Also, there's a land grab aspect in our sister city of Sparks. There was a big lot called it was an incubator for Burning Man projects. They would build them there, and they lost the lease. Somebody decided they could make more money with that. So there was a piece of property in downtown Reno that the city had some control over. And one of the local businesses wanted to buy a fairly big-sized property along the railroad tracks. And they were actually willing to pay over market value for it, but some friends of people who have a business in the same little gentrified artsy-fartsy district in Reno called Midtown got it for undercost. And our little free weekly out here called Reno News and Review, an ex-state legislator named Sheila Leslie, who's very far to the left, I might add, published a great article about how Burning Man, the organizer now, who considers himself a libertarian,
I don't believe it.
Says that
They're all different kinds of libertarians.
Recently, Nevada passed a live entertainment tax, which Burning Man is subject to, and they said, well, you need to roll that tax back for us, or we're going to go to Utah. Now, I spent a lot of time in Utah, and the people in Utah don't want, cirrhotic, syphilitic old men walking around with nothing but a New Guinea tribesman penis gourd. So I don't know where they're going to think that Utah is going to adopt
Utah's
Burning.
the same place that a decade ago conducted a armed raid on a rave party that happened in the mountains, which involved armed police rappelling down from a helicopter to terrorize teenagers and early 20-somethings that were just trying to have a good time. I tend to agree that Utah probably is not going to be too welcoming to the Burning Man Festival.
It gets even better. Elon Musk, subsidy baby number one himself, is a big Burning Man guy, and talk about, biggest travesty. We gave Elon Musk $1.3 billion to build this alleged battery factory that's coming, and
I didn't give him anything.
Supposedly. So
you mean the
he
government?
wants to buy a town out in the rural part of Nevada and turning it into a permanent Burning Man town. I haven't heard how much he wants the state to give him to buy this Burning Man town, but you're on the right track. It's really just hypocritical. It's a state fair for stoners.
Well, that's fine. I mean, it's fine to have a place for stoners to go and party, but yeah, to have the taxpayers paying for it is certainly a disturbing thing.
I would think
and
that
it creates
out west,
a huge disruption. It creates a. I'm sorry.
Yeah, out west they have a lot of these sort of ghost towns. Why doesn't somebody, and they are of no value in many cases. Why doesn't somebody just give it to them?
Well, that's fine, but when it talks about that it's an asset that the taxpayers can benefit from, not just the state handing it over, which is a lot of things which Burning Man wants, with whether it's this it's called the generator, the piece of land, the sculptures downtown. They want to create an ongoing permanent sculpture park, so they want to buy more and more of this stuff.
How far away is Reno from the actual Black Rock Desert?
90 miles. They all come through here. You got to admire some of their will, even though, kind of stupid. They get in these 40-year-old motorhomes and venture out here from places like El Paso, and then they come back into town, and the vehicles are covered with creosote and alkali from the desert, and what's happening is more and more they're not going home.
They're just staying there in
nice
Reno?
to have you go home. And I've worked in retail, and they're really, really into theft. I've worked at stores. Well, they will shoplift you blind.
Oh. Well, obviously, you're speaking generally. It's not true of everybody who attends Burning Man, but certainly you could...
It's the experience of somebody who lives in Reno.
No, but certainly you could understand that somebody who attends a place where they expect to be given everything for free might be of the mindset of, damn the man, we're going to take what we need.
Right.
And
Do you think
them.
Lancaster, New Hampshire has the same thing to say about people who visit the Porcupine Freedom Festival?
No,
I bet they
so.
don't.
So that's why, and hey, Phil, thanks so much for the call tonight. I'm glad you're out there listening on KKFT. Appreciate the experience.
No problem.
Yep.
So one thing I think is that they do have these things like these these deserted towns and stuff like that. There's all kinds of land in Nevada and out west that's of really no value at all, that it might as well be given to people. I know that there's towns that advertise you take the property, we'll give it to you if you pay the taxes on it. That kind of thing. Well, there's certainly that. Detroit will certainly do that. But I'm talking about places out west. They've got that sort of thing going on too. There's towns where it's just like, for whatever reason, people aren't sticking around there. There's places like that in New Hampshire too, where property's so cheap you're just stunned by the price. So in those cases, I just wonder to myself why not turn it over and let these people see what they can do? If I don't even know, when you're talking about a deserted town, who's giving it over? At that point, has it reverted to the county? Well, big deal. Turn it over.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to spend much time in a town that was a permanent burner festival. Probably would be all the people who have absolutely no responsibilities whatsoever that would be living in a place like that.
Well, there's towns like that already that have a certain reputation for people that want to party too much. Key West comes to mind.
I don't believe the organizer of Burning Man is a libertarian. I just can't believe, based on the premises of the festival, and I don't have their 10 planks or whatever it is that they have, one of them being decommodification, the others just sort of being this anti-corporate viewpoint. And I'm not in favor of corporations, mind you. I like business. I don't like the idea of this file folder corporate idea that protects people from responsibility for their actions. So I'm a critic as well. But, it seems to be a pretty lefty atmosphere as far as the organizers are concerned there. I mean, the idea of a gift economy, I just don't see somebody who's a libertarian really embracing something like that. Or
I think it's fine for a week. Let's see how this goes in the desert kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cute little thing to do. It makes their festival unique or whatever, but it's not that different from the Rainbow Gathering in that way, because
wait a second.
The same thing happens there.
What about John Mackey, who's open Whole Foods? He's
a libertarian.
Yeah, you don't find nearly as many libertarians shopping at Whole Foods as you find lefties.
So what?
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
Is maybe he made a festival that was aimed at lefties because they're so transparent and easy to market to
make money off of them.
Right? Like, if you were going to make a festival that aimed at lefties,
then why not
Burning Man would have been the festival.
But then why not make people, allow people to take pictures? I mean, a super restrictive photography policy, that doesn't sound very libertarian.
People run around taking pictures of naked girls. That's why.
You don't want people to take your picture, don't go outside naked. 855-450-FREE is the toll-free number. This is Free Talk Live.
Every once in a while, you get information that's worth changing your life for. This is one such time. You can save up to and beyond 25% on all purchases at Amazon. You probably heard of Bitcoin and just not thought much about it. You certainly know that you can get competitive pricing at Amazon, but now you can get a 25% discount on nearly everything you need to live. I've just given you a huge raise, and all you have to do is claim it. You go to purse.freetalklive.com and open an account. Do this right now, don't wait. Then you fund the account with Bitcoin. You can buy them through expresscoin.com with a check or money order. There are other ways to get Bitcoin, but that's fast, safe, and easy. This information is worth you changing the way you do things. Go to purse.freetalklive.com right now and get signed up and cash in on the huge raise I'm offering you. 25% off of everything on Amazon through purse.freetalklive.com. It's purse.freetalklive.com.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at patriotnecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
Patriotnecklace.com?
Patriotnecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from patriotnecklace.com.
A revolution in body protection has arrived only at FortressSurvivalLLC.com. Introducing the revolutionary patented Level 3 Bulletproof Vest. 100% Kevlar, 100% American-made. Concealable, fully adjustable, and the lowest price on the market. Adult size normally $289.99, now just $250. Kid size normally $239.99, now just $200. Get affordable protection with a Level 3A Bulletproof Vest from FortressSurvivalLLC.com. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Psalm 31:3.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor, period. With packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free tactical scarf for a limited time with any body armor package. That's CATIarmor.com. Come and take it.
Hi, this is Mark Edge, host of Free Talk Live. We've been witnessing a meltdown of the very economic engine that powers this country. With a printing press tethered to Washington politicians, bureaucrats, and central bankers, how can we put our trust in paper money? For years, I've been buying gold and silver from Midas Resources, and you should too. Come see gold.freetalklive.com or call 877-357-9938 for a free book titled 10 Reasons to Own Gold. With Washington, D.C. delivering more debt and printed promises, common sense tells us the future of the trend is obvious. Everyone listening should visit gold.freetalklive.com or call 877-357-9938. I trust Midas Resources for my gold, silver, platinum, and you can too. Again, I want you to have this book, and it's free. It's gold.freetalklive.com or 877-357-9938. 877-357-9938.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
You're listening to Free Talk Live. Call in toll free at 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-FREE.
This is Free Talk Live, and you can join us here, toll-free number 855-450-FREE. You know, some people just don't like fun. Usually they call themselves the government. They certainly don't like fun when they don't get a cut. And in the case of Burning Man, they've been getting a nice cut over the years. The Bureau of Land Management getting more and more and more hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to allow this party. And the Bureau of Land Management doesn't do a damn thing. They just say, okay, and they sign off on an agreement and collect hundreds of thousands of dollars. I think now more than $1 million from the Burning Man organizers, but I don't have the numbers in front of me, so please forgive me if I'm misremembering the exact details about that. So we've been sort of all over the map with Burning Man extended coverage here tonight as the festival wrapped up, about a week ago, I think, in the Black Rock Desert for this year. With you in the studio tonight, you do have Ian.
And Mark.
And, of course, you can join us online. Just drop by freetalklive.com. If you like the show, if you like what we're doing here on Free Talk Live, talking about liberty 7 nights a week, generally, then help us out. That $5 a month for the AMP program really does a lot. It allows us to reach out to new radio stations, to bring new listeners on board. Like we had that great burner call earlier in the show, really informative guy called in. He was listening to a radio station, and so it's a good thing that we have those stations because it makes the show better. So please go to the AMP program, get signed up for $5 a month. You get perks. You get access to the AMP-only podcast, the AMP-only Facebook group, and more. Go to amp.freetalklive.com. You can use any major credit card through PayPal, or you can use Visa or MasterCard right there through our website, amp.freetalklive.com. In other related news to Black Rock City in Nevada, the temporary installation that leaves after a week of partying and art exhibits and all manner of dust storms. It is not a comfortable place to spend time in a lot of ways.
No, they seem to thrive on the fact that it's a inhospitable place.
It certainly keeps a lot of people away, I can tell you that. The FBI was forced to admit, this from the Anti-Media and John Vines at the antimedia.org, FBI was forced to admit that they have sent undercover agents to the Burning Man Festival under the pretense of gathering intelligence on terrorists.
Yeah, I can't imagine that anyone believed that they were going to get intelligence on terrorists by going to Burning Man.
A report released due to a Freedom of Information Act request even details how the agency keeps files on festival attendees who they deem to be potential terrorists. The 16-page document released under duress by the FBI is still heavily censored, especially parts pertaining to high-tech police surveillance equipment used to, quote, gather information, unquote. The fact that terrorism is used as an excuse for the surveillance is interesting, especially because the FBI notes in its report that the festival is a cultural and artisan event which promotes free expression by the participants. Apparently, art and free expression can now be equated with terrorism. It just seems unlikely that if Al-Qaeda or ISIS is going to have a cell meeting, that they're going to go out into the middle of 70,000 people at an extreme cost, by the way.
Do it on a giant pedal bike.
The FBI claims that the surveillance program is necessary to fight the war on terror. And the agency said the operation was, quote, critical in the light of the ongoing war on terrorism and potential for additional acts of terrorism being committed in the United States. And if I were an FBI agent who wanted to go party for a week in the Black Rock Desert, that's probably what I would write in my pitch as well.
Yeah.
You know, we actually have a guy who's living here in Keene who used to work...
I'll bet you that weapons are disallowed at Burning Man, and I'll bet you that the kind of folks that go to Burning Man are the sorts that are unlikely to, even think about carrying a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's libertarians that go there, but yeah, I get where you're
also bet you that there aren't any vehicle checks on the way in. Just a guess.
Probably not too detailed of a check.
Not a thorough one. So therefore, if you in fact did want to, say, bring in 10 AK-47s that are hidden in the roof of your RV, that you could do that relatively easy and just go around shooting naked hippies out at Burning Man if that's what you wanted to do. So I think that this is quite a possible thing to have happen. However, I feel like when you go to an event where weapons are disallowed, that you've already just sort of turned over your protection, right? I mean, like, you've said, I believe that this little rule that they've passed is somehow going to stop people who want to kill me. And there you go. That's handled. I don't think the FBI has any reason to, that's all on Burning Man. They should be protecting their guests in whatever way they protect them.
Yeah, don't bring them to the playa, weapons. So yes, you're correct in your speculation. I just checked from their official website. Let's see here. So, yeah, I was going to say, though, there's a guy here in Keene, and he hasn't officially made the move yet, but he's spending a lot of time here, and he might be moving here as part of the Free State Project, who's a former NSA agent, and I'm working on getting him on the show as a guest co-host because he's got all kinds of interesting stories that he can tell. And one of the things that he did during his time at the NSA was he apparently, and his coworkers, convinced the bosses at the NSA that terrorists were meeting on gaming chat, meaning that there's these two-way gaming speaking things that you can do, like instant audio communications.
Yeah.
One of them is called TeamSpeak. We actually use it behind the scenes at the Liberty Radio Network to deliver audio on a live basis from some of our shows. Like Scott Horton's show, for instance, he uses TeamSpeak to connect to the network. So it's actually really good at delivering low delay, low latency audio over the internet. And so the idea was that, well, there could be terrorists who are meeting on Call of Duty or, you fill in the blank, whatever.
There could be.
Online video game. So they actually got approval to bring in, and he'll tell a better version of the story with more detail. It's really believable. Where they actually got the NSA to spend money on, 50-inch LCD televisions, Xbox, PlayStation.
All the consoles.
Yeah, they had to get because, they could be chatting on the PlayStation network or the Xbox network. And they literally, for months, while they were researching this or whatever, were playing Call of Duty at the NSA. So,
what about Warcraft? Can't Warcraft get any love?
They could have done it there too. Yeah, I don't know what the full range of games were, Mark, that they were examining. But when I hear this story about the FBI attending the Black Rock Desert, attending Burning Man on the basis of terrorism, that's what I find myself thinking is, the FBI agents want to go party at the Black Rock Desert for a week.
And don't forget that they demanded like $1,000 worth of Choco Pies to do it.
Yeah, well, okay.
Choco Tacos.
That actually wasn't the FBI. That was the Bureau of Land Management.
Oh,
but the FBI would certainly be given access to that facility.
I'm sure they would.
In the event that it were actually created. The FBI report does claim that this operation could be targeting drug users and sellers. The report saying, quote, the greatest known threat in this event is crowd control issues and use of illegal drugs by participants, unquote, which means there is no threat at this event.
Right. I mean, so crowd control and use of illegal drugs. But somehow or another, things since Woodstock, events like this have been handling their crowd control and handling their drug use, and that's kind of what people go there for. They want to wallow in the pit of human filth that is these events where there's just so many people and whatever. I can't imagine the sort of communicable diseases that get tossed around at these events. So no, we don't need. Thanks, FBI. We don't need you here.
Yeah, and the FBI, they're not going to throw on a security T-shirt and participate in crowd control.
No.
So they're not adding anything to the whatever issues exist at the event. As reported earlier this year at the antimedia.org, the state of Nevada will be looting the organizers of the world-famous Burning Man Festival for roughly $2.8 million in a new tax scheme. The new scheme will place a 9% tax on ticket sales for a number of large events. The new tax could force Burning Man and a number of other events out of the state of Nevada. And then they actually include here apparently a scan of some of the FBI's redacted information from this Freedom of Information Act. So, call me a skeptic here with these FBI agents and the Bureau of Land Management demanding a $1 million luxury facility being built for them this year at the event. I have to,
they can sleep out in the sand with everybody else.
Yeah. And it is a dirty, dirty event. You don't get clean at an event like this.
How are you going to blend in if you're clean? Everybody else is dirty.
Yeah,
you need to be dirty too.
So, you know what? I'll stick with the Porcupine Freedom Festival at porkfest.com, porcfest.com. That's where we go every year. The Free State Project puts it on. It's been called the Libertarian Burning Man. Of course, there's a lot of things that it doesn't share with Burning Man, like there's no gift economy stuff. You actually can go and buy and sell
There's
things.
lots of people that are giving things away.
Sure, I give things away there as well, but it's not the thrust of the event.
No.
There are people mostly selling things there.
The best things to eat are the things you have to pay for.
And they're delicious at the Porcupine Freedom Festival. So don't miss it next year. It's coming up, probably going to be in late June. I don't think we have the exact dates yet, but once we do, we'll certainly let you know. Meantime, you can join us at freetalklive.com. We'll see you tomorrow.
Are you searching for your soulmate? Someone you can trust, who will never betray you or cooperate with the NSA? Stop searching. With EasyDNS, you found a keeper. EasyDNS does it all. Domain names, web hosting, and managed WordPress hosting. EasyDNS stands up for your internet freedom, and with servers in Canada, they do not cooperate with the NSA. Go to EasyDNS.com. You'll love their services or get a full refund. They guarantee it. And they accept Bitcoin. That's EasyDNS.com.
If you expect secure, privacy-oriented services and real human support from your web hosting provider, choose Virtual Space International. From domain names and SSL certificates to offshore banking accounts, Virtual Space International has been the all-in-one, multi-language solution for over 25 years. And satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. We even accept Bitcoin. Find out how to get 50% off for life at SaveTimeHosting.com.
Mike Stenerson from Midas Resources. At no time in history have precious metals been more important, certainly not in my 22 years in the industry. The dollar has lost over 90% of its value in the last 60 years. No fiat currency has ever survived the government printing presses. Ours is not immune. The time is now to be proactive. 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Anything tied to the dollar is at risk. CDs, annuities, 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, you name it, so decide. Do you want to leave a legacy of wealth or debt for your family? The choice is yours. Call me at 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Be proactive, not reactive. Call 1-800 686-2237, extension 116.
This is the Genesis Communications Network, GCN.